Homecoming is a safe space to reflect on your service and talk about where you see yourselves in the years to come.
Hello and welcome to the Yacht Club, the weekly show where we talk about the latest news, the hottest topics, and we answer questions from the community and try and have a lot of fun drinking and chatting away. So this is a really action-packed week that we had this last week. Not only did we have space stations, the exteriors come through. We had the Vanguard had a rework on the exterior. We finally got to see some of that. We also got to see the exterior of the 890. So I'm sensing a theme here in exteriors.
What?
Right? We
bigger and better.
Yeah. We saw some motion capture on martinis. We saw helmets and maybe a little hint at some customization of player wearables. And then we got the massive, the awesome, like 18 minutes or something like that, pillar talk, which I think is
Pillow talk.
Gonna be, yeah, it is pillow talk. It at least gets me all hot and bothered when I think about it. It was
Damn
good
right,
stuff. So a lot of good stuff to talk about. So why don't we stop beating around the bush and actually get to details? And let's start with Dr. Murray, because I think you're not drinking water tonight. Is that right? Hey! Wow! Gin and tonic and Pixel.
Sorry,
Hard. Nicely done, gentlemen.
Doug, you finished your beer already?
Yeah, they don't last very long around me.
You finished it. Where's your next one?
That was more than one.
Oh, well, then that's good.
Yeah.
Before the show, it no longer has beer for the show. Like,
Right.
He thought about beer.
Yeah, I had a hot dog, and then I had like a beer, and then I had like another hot dog and another beer.
There you go.
and then
That's
another
stepping
beer.
up.
Anyways,
That's a good dinner.
yeah,
Thanks to the subs,
yeah,
guys.
that's what I thought. And then we picked some cherries and ate them.
Nice.
That
Nice.
was pretty much
I love
that.
cherries. I love cherries.
Yeah.
It's my wife's birthday today. It's Stim wife's birthday.
Oh, nice.
She's
And you're
pretty
spinning
sure
it with
she'll-
us.
She calls it something different.
Well, she's in Romania. She doesn't call herself anything different. She's very proud to be Stim wife. She's asleep right now because she's in Romania. She's
Okay,
right
that's
in the
right.
throes of the picking of the World Cup draw that they do for UEFA for the championships. So they're doing that. She was just in Portugal doing some stuff there again for UEFA. So very, very busy lady. And so
Terrible job.
Happy birthday to her if she happens to watch us afterwards, sweetheart. I rub you. There we go.
Oh,
Aw.
We love
Step wife. We love Step wife.
She's awesome. All right. Lots of happy birthdays. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, Shadow, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I'm experimenting with it. Oh, wait.
Hey, thanks, Ren.
I'm doing some experimentation tonight on Manhattans. I got a brand new, I should have grabbed the bottle. It's a brand new vermouth, and I'm trying some of my classics with it. So I'll probably go through 3 or 4 of these. Let's just go with Manhattans. Hey, Mystic.
Wow,
thanks for the tip.
Mystic, $25. Wow.
Oh, thanks, Mystic.
She's paying for my vermouth.
An indirect.
It wasn't a cheap bottle.
Indirect sponsor.
A drinking sponsor.
That's
That's all we need.
It's amazing seeing 2 and 3 month subscribers coming in because we only started. When was
3
it?
months ago.
Late March.
Yeah.
So
Kind of like 4 months.
April, May,
We are
June. I mean,
grateful.
we're only 4 months in, so to see 3 month subscribers hitting the floor, it's great. We love you guys.
I thought we started
Thanks so
late
much.
February. Pretty
No,
sure we started late February.
No, we didn't.
We had some issues.
We had some issues. We
Oh, yeah.
we considered starting late
Thanks for the
February, but our
follow.
first one was actually I think,
Pelvic
March 3rd
chaos.
or 4th.
That is such a great
Oh.
name.
Love it. Hey, Nightster. Thanks. So
Hey, it's like this guy likes us or something.
yeah. So Nightster's awesome. He's our mod right now. He's on the road. He's actually at a Marriott hotel. I won't tell you exactly where, but hopefully the internet holds out there before all the kids
Oh, wait.
get on Netflix and it starts to choke
Tip
down.
us $50 then. No, I'm kidding.
Everybody starts streaming porn.
Give us $50. We'll tell you where he is.
We'll tell you where he is. No, we're really kidding. So what are you drinking tonight there, Jordan?
I am drinking a Schneider Weiss German Hefeweizen.
Thanks for doing
Not
there,
pumpkin.
Drago.
Oh, Drugger. Thanks,
Thanks,
mate.
Dragger.
Ohio native.
And then we
Sorry.
have a couple of really good beers after this too. So
Ooh.
All right.
gonna be a good beer night for me.
It's gonna be a drunken night tonight, I think.
I think it's going to be a great show. We got some great news.
Really exciting stuff.
Shoe.
It's gonna be a really good shoe.
And
There
we're
we
no
go.
longer talking about
Says it
ship
better.
customization, which I got to say, I love the ship customization, but it got a
The fact that
little.
it came out on Thursday and we had to deal with it for until our next show. Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I like the ship customization. Let's talk about that some more. So, with the Origin celebration,
Which is over. There's no more celebrating Origin.
it ends
Over.
tomorrow.
It's not over yet.
Yeah. But the
Yeah,
free
it's not
fly's over. Anyway, or let's pretend it's over.
So
shall
it's
we?
not- it's not
I
the
love
whales
Origin.
anymore.
Okay, so it's over because I'm wearing a straight out of Grimhex shirt.
That is awesome. Oh, I
So-
didn't realize what that was. I've been looking at it. Like, what is this thing?
So Origin's over, and
Straight outta air.
Drake is the new show sponsor. Just so you're aware.
Drake is the new sponsor. Nice.
Oh, well, hopefully Drake gets the next customization so we can get like
Well, yeah, rusty
Interior-
buckets and
interior
Teflon
paneling,
rusty
maybe.
buckets.
no. I mean, I would pay extra for
Plastic.
interior paneling.
No, yeah, it's
Some-
gonna be
some-
that cheap plastic stuff though.
Whatever.
It's safety yellow. piping.
It keeps you from touching bare wires. That's all it
It'd be
does.
better than just the bare wires.
All right,
Just
You're
cover 'em up
great,
with more,
Timmy.
more duct
So-
tape.
We're not expecting smart people to fly.
I'm making Moscow mules tonight. So I've got my copper mug. I've got my Tito's vodka in there, which is awesome. And then the reason why I decided to do that tonight is I found this ginger beer called Bear and Beaver, which is very Canadian / European, hence the Union Jack. on
Bear
there. I
and
thought
Beaver.
that was
That's
pretty cool.
That is super Canadian.
Yeah.
Bear and Beaver.
So I had to give it a go. You know, like Joran loves his beers and his balsamic vinegars. I also love my balsamic vinegars, and I love my
Specifically.
my ginger beers. So that's my
Who
sort
loves
of.
balsamic
ginger beers.
vinegar?
I love balsamic
Oh my god,
vinegars.
balsamic
they're,
vinegar
they're
is
so
amazing.
different.
Every time
Yeah.
he says it, he says balsamic, and it always drives me nuts. I think he did it on purpose.
Balsamic.
Well, that's okay.
All right. Other than that,
We're
the
in
job
a
hunt
good
continues, and it's going really good. I've
You
got
hired yet?
No, you know what? And like, I wish I could tell you about the 2 interviews that I've got in the next couple of days because they're so juxtaposed, but I can't. But
It's exciting. Well,
Oh, they're so
good
cool.
luck with that stem.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's a terrible story when you can't tell it. Right? But some very
Well, hopefully we'll
interesting
hear about
times.
it next week after it happens, and you'll have some good news for us.
Hopefully.
And
yeah.
and on my news tomorrow, hopefully we find out who's buying our company, if anybody.
Oh.
So crossing
Oh
our
my.
fingers, we get purchased properly and get to continue on. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing some interviewing myself.
Fingers crossed for you.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want a character reference, I'm happy to totally throw you under the bus. Anytime.
I'll just show them this show. I'll just say it's like just tune into the Yacht Club and you'll see what kind of great employee I am.
Yeah.
True management material.
So Stimwife has been telling me to throw the show in as part of, like, put it on my resume in doing these, and I'm just like, you know what, like we're drinking, you know, there's some
I don't
adult
think that's a good
language.
idea.
You want to be hired by the right place.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
Just-
exactly.
I'd hire you.
Maybe keep this a secret.
Right. So I haven't put it on anything.
This is why we have game names and
Yeah, this
real
is why we
names,
have game
right?
names. For $50, you'll tell you his
Oh,
real
dear.
name.
That's right. And give you their IP. You can DDoS them.
Yeah, well, no, I
Right.
could do that. That's 100.
Oh, it's 100. That cheap? Let's really throw us away. Okay. All right, let's get out of the show.
Mine.
Okay, we do not have any giveaways today because people haven't given enough for us to do that. So if
Didn't we
you,
give,
yeah, this is
We
where
gave
this is
most things
where
away.
I hold up all the puppies that need to be adopted, and we sing in the arms of the angel. You know,
Wait, Doc,
Sarah
give him that.
McLachlan.
Give him that face earlier you
So-
gave when we were warming up. Yeah, that one.
That's the puppy that needs adoption
That's
right
our
now.
puppy that needs adoption. Terrifying. isn't
And
it?
for as
don't we
little
just do
as
that for ourselves?
$5.95 a month, you too can give that puppy a proud new home.
$5.95 a month.
Yeah.
Not even $5. 99 cents.
And it comes with a PhD.
That's right. It's a puppy with a PhD. Could
So-
be useful.
Just to talk about that very quickly, again, most of you that watch know, but for those if you're new, if you're tuning in for the first time, any donations that come through all go straight back to the community in the form of ship giveaways. We've spoken for a while now about maybe doing a charity live stream. We haven't done that yet, but none of what's given in stays here. We give it all back to you in the form of giveaways or to try and make the stream a lot more fun. And we always seem to have a good time at it. Although I heard some interesting reviews about last Saturday night. So we may have to talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Where that came from.
We had a few challenges.
We had challenges.
I go away
Everybody
for
had-
1 week.
We just fall apart.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, did it work? That's all I have.
Did it? No, that's the question. Did it work?
It's
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
You're the
didn't
one.
watch
You're
it.
the one
quite questionably.
couldn't find the band, so
Okay,
I-
so
I feel like we're allowed to fail. I feel like that's part of our
We're always allowed
That's
to
part.
win.
That's part of our charm.
you know what?
Part
I,
of our
I
charm.
think we've had
We're-
3,
brand.
maybe 4 shows, which is quite a lot considering how long we've been on, where we've had some kind of issue at the beginning, and we've had crazy audio issues that we managed to fix. And
Self-inflicted.
totally self-inflicted, and I can't blame anyone, that's around, if I think about it properly. Okay, so let's talk about what the current state of the game is. We are in live alpha 3.5.1. The PTU has gone to Evocati test flight only for 3.6.
3.6. Woohoo!
Can't wait for it.
And it's a lot of
Super exciting.
redacted on top of redacted, and then there's this cool redacted where you can see this redacted, and there was some
Yes,
cool
there's
redacted.
lots of stuff that Doc can't talk about that he's absolutely thrilled about, but none of us know anything about it.
So
None of
he's-
us have seen any leaks.
That's right.
See the 890
And we
jump,
won't
though.
we won't share any leaks with you tonight unless we feel like we
Not
want
at
to. But Dr. Murray has to leave the room when we do that. But it'll be fun.
Yeah.
We only leak
It
what's
hits
made it to
covers
Reddit
us.
because then it's available and open for everybody. So the Origin celebration is on until June 20th, as we identified earlier, where you can buy new Origin ships or new 300s, rather 300 series, and upgrade those and customize them and have a lot of fun.
Customize.
Customize, yes, but we won't talk about that anymore because the free fly is over and Drake is taking over, and Fat Lou is the most excited person right now.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Is this a Game Glass plug thing? Drake is taking over?
You mentioned Game Glass.
Game Glass. Let's talk about Game Glass.
We're trying to get sponsored. We're trying to get sponsored by Drake. They have strippers.
We're trying to get sponsored by
No.
McAllen.
Only if
That's
Drake
right.
brings out really hot dancing girls.
Well,
for
yeah.
real, do we
Or
want to
just
be
a
sponsored by them?
rusty kind of gray?
Because sometimes a dusting
that's-
of trash.
That's very chauvinistic.
Sometimes there's dust
we
in
hit-
the trash.
No,
What?
I said
That's
sometimes
not what you said.
you need to get your ears
I don't even
cleaned
know
out.
where that came
I said
That-
sometimes ladies with just a dusting of trash are
Oh,
nice.
okay. That really came out entirely.
Moving right along.
no
before
how you heard it. How you
we
heard it. Okay.
alienate all of our female watchers.
Our female watchers know that I hope they know that I'm not like
you're,
this.
Not-
you're a
not
perfect
politically
bald
correct.
gentleman.
Yes, I try not to be. Okay, so let's start, and we're going to go through our show. We do it day by day. So we start with obviously the Wednesday that we streamed last week. It was a great stream if you missed it. Then Thursday came along, and we had a lot happen on Thursday. Wow!
As it does.
So we had the regular Inside Star Citizen occur. So let's start there. So we had space stations. And let's move
Holy
over.
heck, that was cool.
Yeah.
They look really lanky though. I mean, I feel like they're a lot bigger. Well,
They're
just so
huge.
skinny and- Hey, thanks, Jax,
That's-
for the resub, buddy.
That's all. Drex, thanks.
Hey, Drex.
So
the-
mad. He's Drex Range.
Those spindly pieces only look skinny because of the scale of the thing. They're
That's what I was
insanely
just about to say.
huge.
Yeah,
The
that's what I was
those
just
spindly
about to
things
say.
are like the size of Olisar's major struts.
Nice.
These things are insanely huge. I've been seeing several leaks of videos and pictures, and it's just mind-blowingly huge. So it seems like these are actually replacing some of the existing R&Rs.
Yeah, that's right.
But eventually they're going to have lots and lots of these around the star system, which
Yep.
they talked about in the Inside Star Citizen. The
Mhm.
space stations are going to be a major part of the points of interest in the universe. So we
yeah.
don't really have that many yet, but we will.
Yeah, what they're
There's a
saying is
bunch.
that
One in
they're,
each
they're
rest
not,
style.
well, they're saying
I
these
don't
are going to replace the rest drops. They're going to
Yeah,
grow in
yeah.
size, at least on the outside.
Some of them.
I'm not sure what they're actually doing on the inside for them, but
I
they're not
can
doing the
tell
full
you.
inside, and they're not and they're not expanding them yet. That's going to come in later editions. So, Dr. Murray, please go ahead.
I can't tell you.
He can't talk about this.
It's like
However,
I
they
can tell you, but there's consequences.
Exactly.
They're currently the same existing interiors. It's just new exteriors. In 3.7 on the roadmap, new space station interiors are coming. And then in 3.8, we're getting the large space. So these gigantic space stations are not the large space stations that are on the roadmap for 3.8 or 3.7, no 3.8. And those are going to be the ones where we have completely procedural interiors with like 5, 6, 7, 8-story tall buildings, and just what we've really been dreaming of for these space stations. No, they're huge, but you don't get to explore the whole interior, and that's one of the things that I was really looking forward to with the space stations. And I was a little disappointed that we only got kind of the minimal interiors on these new rest stops, because the rest stops we have now are very cool, and I think we're still going to keep some of those. So the R&R, Rest and Relax rest stops, are a brand of manufacturer. They're like, what's a big national convenience store chain? Is everybody in these Loves or Wawa? Those are starting to spread out. So they're a particular design of the R&R restaurants, which we have now. These are a new type that they're and then they're going to have more different iconography of designs going forward. So like that one with the rings looks kind of like Olisar in a way. So something like that might replace the existing Port Olisar that we have.
Yeah, I'm expecting that.
Yeah, at some point.
Hey,
So we're switching to a new.
He's always got a different name.
You got a different name every week.
He's always something new.
Lou, for you, buddy, straight out of Grimhex.
You beer.
Nice.
That's for Lou. I bought this shirt for
buddy.
Lou.
Next.
Are you saying because he's a criminal?
All right. He just loves it. So, hey, I got a question for you. So, talking about these space stations, until now, we've only really had Port Olisar. Yes, there's lots of lore about the stations, but those are in different systems, which we don't have access to yet. Aside from upgrading the existing rest stops that are in these Lagrange points, where do you think we're going to see the first space station in Star Citizen?
Outside of the Lagrange
points somewhere.
You think it's going to be the Olisar upgrade?
I don't think so. No, I don't think they
our
can
first
change
space
that.
station.
Wait, what was the question?
So besides Port Olisar and besides the rest stops, which are getting these space station upgrades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think we're going to see the first space station show up in game? Do you think it's going to be a Port Olisar replacement, or do you think it's going to be something else?
Theory crafting. I'm just kidding.
Lorville and ArcCorp.
Well, they're
Both
supposed to
have-
have
both have to
gateway
have-
stations too,
Yes.
but I think we'll see Olisar first. I think they'll update it first.
Yeah. I love right now in the background. This
It
whole,
would be the
that
easiest.
view of,
Yeah.
of that wheel is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
See, I hate the wheels.
Massive.
I think they look very
Just
early
huge.
years space stations. But hey, if they're huge, that's what
Yeah,
counts.
but it
Yeah,
harkens back to 2001 and the
Yeah.
way that you
I know, but
that
I
you
mean, it's
create
like-
gravity with the spinning nature of space. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but there's multiple wheels and none of them are spinning. I don't know. Maybe
well.
we'll see. We'll see what they look when they come out.
They don't need to
We-
spin though. Why
we
would they
have
need to
gravity
spin?
gener- we
They
have gravity
artificial
generators.
Gravity.
So
Exactly.
I think
yeah,
I
but
think
then they
there's a-
don't need to be
I think there's a
circles
different
if they don't need to spin.
I think there's a different reasoning for it. I just don't know what they are. And
Circles
maybe it's just-
take up less space. You're
It looks cool.
maximizing space usage.
but why don't they use the middle?
Don't you think a grid is
Because
maximizing
You
space?
can't live in the middle of a circle, Tron.
You could live in the middle of a circle. You wouldn't know which way is which unless you had like written north.
That's where you
south,
put
east,
all the
west,
drunk
and
people, and
walls.
then you know they're never going to get hurt
Where
because
the
they're always going to
hole
be the
is-
same place.
The most
guy who
optimized living
designed-
space, wouldn't it be a rectangle? So wouldn't you have a
The
grid?
guy who designed all of these used to be a cop. So
All right,
he's
we
a
are
cop.
over.
Bellerin!
Thanks, Lauren, for the resub, buddy.
Thanks, Blair.
Thanks, buddy.
Lauren.
Okay, all right. So
So-
after
Onward.
stations, should we move on?
I guess we can move on. Did
Okay,
we cover
no.
all the topics?
Oh, no, so that was space stations. So there are 3 topics in the inside Star Citizen. Space stations is the first one. Then we moved on to the bartender motion capture. So if you missed it, they filmed between 25 to 30 cocktail mixes being done in full motion. So, flipping. I just picture, what's his
Tom
name?
Cruise and
Tom Cruise.
cocktails.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and
Flipping drink.
cocktails, like,
Off
and all
the
that stuff.
back, catch, and
Okay,
a dash of this
now
and a dash of that.
Now, when we mention that, we also date ourselves seriously because that
I'm
show
okay with
was like
that.
25 years ago.
I'm okay with that. I don't walk
Pretty sure
into
it was more than
polls
30 years ago, actually.
typing on my phone.
30 years ago. It's like,
I'm good.
damn you.
More than 30.
I get on my phone. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was
But-
neat to see somebody try and make drinks in a very flamboyant way. It'd be
I-
even
Yeah.
more-
I don't know that they were doing the flamboyant thing, but they were just mixing like different kinds of drinks.
Do we have a B-roll
I
on
guess
that?
was cool. We
Yes,
do.
we do. Yeah.
But why isn't it playing?
Because
Somebody's-
your producer sucks.
Hey! Well, I was. I don't know if
Hey,
I-
thanks,
Hey,
Jed. Jed.
Jed.
Appreciate the Twitch Prime sub for 3 months.
Jad.
Jed,
Yeah,
Jed.
much appreciated. If
Yeah,
you have
I'm
a
in
free
Ohio.
Twitch Prime sub
Jad.
hanging around, pass it our way. We'd love to have it. It all adds up.
I'd love to have
And
it.
we've
It all
barely
adds up,
begun
and we
to
give it
drink.
all back to you.
Drinking motivation.
Just to think, this is early on in the show.
Yeah.
Just early in the shoe. Yeah, so I would have loved to see if these things actually had liquids. Because I'm pretty sure everyone was there and never made a drink before. Shit would be everywhere.
They're being a little extra.
Extra, yeah.
So I was wondering, did they hire somebody, or did they bring in a bartender from Austin, because there's a lot of bars and a lot of bartenders, or did they have somebody on staff who had bartending experience, or did they just have somebody pretending to bartend?
They just had
Well,
somebody pretending
I-
to bartend.
Yeah, they had pretend, but they
Yeah.
had preset like drinks that they had to pick up certain things to mix with
Yeah,
whatever.
but I
I mean, it wasn't
there's-
bad.
Yeah,
know
I mean,
what?
it seemed a little exaggerated, but not terribly.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen it all.
But exaggeration
Right.
is something you do in both Broadway as well as cinematic acting. It's what
Well,
you-
no, they
it's
might
not-
need it for the mocap.
and for the
too.
mocap, yeah. So you do
Right.
these large flamboyant actions, and they also remember they have astrophysicists as advisors on for
and
their
the-
systems. So
We have
I'm not
we have
saying
a
that
s-
extends to alcohol, but as
We-
a
we have
proponent
official
of that
CIP.
genre, I think I would like to
So
hope that they did.
I believe Knight Rider's in the Austin studio. He's one of our trusty mods, and he says that it was somebody who had bartending experience.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Oh, was that in Jack? What did I miss?
Nice.
Yes. Knight Rider.
Do you have Serving It
Very
Right in the USA?
Who?
No, I've never heard of it.
So
what is it?
Serving It Right is your
No.
certification to be able to not only serve alcohol, but you have to have someone with a Serving It Right certificate employed on any given shift in order to serve alcohol on premises, regardless of whatever liquor license that you have.
We have
That's
stuff like that in Oregon.
Sounds very Canadian.
We have the OLCC.
You need an
license.
alcoholic in presence of
Legislation
another
after
alcoholic at all
legislation,
times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not that
everything-
responsible here.
Everything has to be regulated and licensed, and a lot of places don't have to have that. You just have to have bartending experience.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Do we really need 25 to 35 drink combinations?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
why?
I do.
Why? Don't just say yes.
Variety
That's
Because
and
a
quantum
question.
travel takes time,
Variety and
man.
realism.
Okay, so
Dude, I'm gonna hit quantum travel in my Phoenix. I'm going back to the bar.
here's my question.
There is no other.
What if we were to make a list right now of highballs that are going to be mixed or specialty drinks going to be mixed? What, like you walk into a restaurant and their cocktail list is at least 25 to 30 in one bar,
At least.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're talking Star Citizen, we're talking about bars that have dive bars. We're talking about high class martinis, shaken, not stirred bars. We're talking about bars of every shape, size, category. So I would say that, beta might come out with only 25 to 30, but by the time we get to full release, I want like 100 minimum.
Oh, I thought you were complaining that
No,
25
no.
to 30 were too many.
One better.
Too many.
One better.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a-
I,
it was a
I don't
rhetorical
mind if there's
question
only
there.
95 systems, but I want at least 100.
I
Yeah,
want to
100
be able
different
to
drinks.
mix my own drinks.
Oh,
Well, That's
Damn
an
right.
interesting
okay, but
question.
what kind of
should be able to
reputation
pick
do you
up.
have to have to
Okay.
get behind the bar?
Oh, trust me. I'll
If
gain
you
a
own your own
reputation.
890 and you have your own bar, you should be able to go back there and mix your own drink, right?
Romulan Ale,
I'll put a
Citizen Lou
piece
said
of
it.
plywood down.
Yeah,
There you go.
Romulan ale. So,
Yeah,
but
some
Valerian
synthahol.
Valerian had an interesting point because you said, remember we had the Mixmaster 3000 for the Starliner. So one of the things in the Starliner's Q&A or
that's
proposed design document was entertaining your passengers.
With the
So the
Mixmaster.
Starliner, yeah, with the Mixmaster, but the Mixmaster really could be a bartender. So you have to have a highly rated bartender.
Hey, no Vexen.
What's up, Neil?
Nice
No
one,
accent.
man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Good
it.
to see you.
Thank you, sir.
So maybe there's differently rated bartenders. You got one bartender who he's not a very good bartender and he really only knows a couple of drinks, and then you have a really highly rated bartender and he knows 30 or 40 different drinks. And the better the
Well-
bartender you have, the better your
And you have to
Yeah,
pay
better
them a higher
entertain your
salary.
guests are.
It would be well. think
So
of it as another-
bartending could be a profession within Star Citizen. is what
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell me.
another profession.
Yeah.
I'd be
I
a great
like it.
bartender.
Well,
I
it's
like
it's,
You'd
it's
come
an
to my
NP,
bar,
it's,
there'd be no
It'd be a
alcohol
waste
left,
of your talents, though.
it's an NPC
you drink them into
bartender.
the ground, Shadow.
though. I drank my own stuff.
We already have a bartender. Mystic said she wanted to bartend.
That's right.
Yeah, so,
Mystics
yeah,
are
so
bartenders.
Mystic's worried that the NPCs are going to take her job on
So
our
this guy, Pixel, don't let him in.
Robots took our
Hammer.
jobs.
He will
Okay.
drink all your brown.
So
took our
after
jobs.
Took our jabs.
Took our jobs.
transitioning,
Would you like it? Would you like more? Or would you like?
Ooh, Vanguard.
Yes,
Yeah.
Vanguard.
Sexy times.
Shadowkin's official favorite ship.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, defend
Hands down. I could do
Really?
anything I want in that ship.
more than the 890.
Does it have a bar?
It will.
I said
Where's
we're
Xylo?
full in
Xylo,
your,
Xylo,
in
I'll
your
give you
argument.
$1,000 if you put a bar in there.
We just need to be able to put our drink master.
Hey, Hawkeye!
Thanks, Hawkeye.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Anyways, we just need to put our drink thing, the sub flare that they gave us, our
Mm.
alcohol cabinet. As long as it
Oh,
fits in
yeah,
there.
yeah. We should just
Yeah.
put a bottle for every sub.
I don't think that whole alcohol cabinet's going to fit in there, but you could probably bring a
Oh,
few
I-
drinks.
Hey,
Like-
no,
like-
they
Bigger one.
one
Yeah,
of
Mystic
the
wanted to
points
make
is that they widened the base of the ship, right? So they made the body wider so that you
they
could fit.
Filled it out though. It
Yeah, but
it
it's
wasn't
it's
necessarily
the
made from
living
the outside.
space, and I'm talking about
Yeah.
living,
Right.
and it's not living unless you've got a good bar in it, right?
Damn right,
Yeah.
Bob.
So with the Vanguard rework, they're introducing features that are closer to the original concept. That's one of the big things that they were doing. They
Like the
spoke
stupid
about that.
tread.
Yeah. what
Yeah.
about that? I mean,
I have questions
I
about
like
that.
the way they look, but I don't understand why there's treads on the rear and there's wheels on the front.
Yeah,
I mean, you would think wheels are for like high speed landings, and then treads are for like maybe if you're on weird terrain or I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I
well,
can think of.
wheels could be for taxiing, and I suppose you could argue that if you're in muddy terrain, that a tread is better
Well, I think
than two sets of
it's more
wheels.
like lumpy,
For a ship that can
adverse terrain.
VTOL, it's all pointless. It's
Yeah,
Right.
that is a great point.
So
too.
then it should be skids.
just
but
have skids.
So
Yeah.
the
Well, no,
problem
no, no,
though
no,
for
no,
taxiing,
because
if
this
you're
is
going to
carrier
taxi,
based.
you need wheels, right?
because
So
this is right, well,
Right,
no,
right.
because when you're coming to a carrier and you want to taxi into a spot, yeah, you're right.
right, whether
so
you're
that
in a
does-
Kraken, whether you're in a
But why
an Idris or what have
treads?
you.
Is it because it's so big?
Well, if you
No,
I,
because
she's
they
a
think it
hefty
looks
girl.
cool. There's no reason
I
for
think
it.
so.
aside from
I
the
think it's
it
because
looks
they
cool.
had the tech in engine already, and
I'm
they
good
were
with it.
talking. They wanted to make it beefier, and that was
So
something
dumb.
that kind of added to it. You know,
He's a
I
big
kind of
girl.
have to say it's a bit of a an emotional wow. You know,
Well, look how much
rule of
weight hangs
cool
off of the end there. I mean,
thing.
can wheels
Yeah.
really support that?
It's not rule of cool because it's not cool. Tank treads on an airplane is the dumbest thing you've ever fucking
They're
heard
not
of.
tank treads though. They're rubber treads. So
tell us how you really feel.
they're rubber treads. So
Look
yeah,
at how
it's
big
totally
the landing
possible.
gear compartment has to be to fit that chunker in there
The
too.
simple fact is, though, this ship is still the best.
And
ship
you're
in
gonna
the
have to
game,
clean those because
period.
those aren't nice and clean.
No,
They'll get all kinds of gunk in them.
So
but
ship
the best part
ship
is
washers.
they gave it its front lights, so now it glows up front, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I know
Which
they
is-
said they were having problems with it
Yeah,
still, didn't they?
the intakes were the glowy intakes were added, so it's a little bit more like
Yeah.
menacing and aggressive.
And they
But
gave
they
it
also,
shoulder.
yeah,
So what
yeah,
are
which
those
is
right
nice.
there? I never caught what
Those are shoulder
were.
missiles.
those
Shoulder-
yeah, those
shoulder
are
missiles,
shoulder missile
yeah.
launchers.
Okay, so
Looks like
I'll
size
just read our
twos.
notes out here since it's obvious. So they added glowing intakes, the shoulder-mounted missile bays, sleeker front materials in line with the Retaliator. They increased the size of the engine nacelles, the support columns rather, and I think they even added bracers in the back right there.
Yeah,
Two
right there.
sets on either side to make it look like they're.
Yeah, because those,
Well,
yeah, 'cause
they
those-
made
those-
them
those
angled
engine
because
cells
they're
are so
they're
big.
flat. They're flat on the current.
The current one
Yeah, so they made them angled like they were.
made everything better.
So this ship,
concept drawing.
it really reminds me of the P-52 Lightning. Is that right?
That's what it was inspired
Wow.
by.
That's what it was inspired by, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the Night
You're
Ranger.
thinking of the P-47. Let's correct that.
Yeah,
first.
you know,
Yeah.
42,
P-47.
72.
There was
P-52.
There
was
was, however, a
They're all
twin
numbers.
hull. There was a twin hull P-51 fighter, which was a P-82.
No,
Yes.
it's not a P-47 either. It's the P-38. Is the Lightning.
The Lightning.
P-38
Yes.
Lightning.
You're right,
P-38.
P-38.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
That's the one.
One of those random.
Yeah,
one of those
that's
random
another one,
numbers.
Yeah, it was, you know,
This is a P-
excellent,
I'm out of here.
excellent plane. Okay. They also widened the bottom of the ship, as well as the rear ramp for the habitation module and the hoplite. And
Yeah.
I was looking at the notes that Jordan, you did these notes for this one here, and it was obvious that the rear ramp was created for the hoplite, but was the habitation module created for all of them? I think, not just the hoplite.
Yeah, the whole interior space they widened it up a bit so you'd have more room inside there.
That's
And
for all
the-
variants, right?
Yeah, and yeah, because the overall body and hull is the same, and so you can interchange the bucks through the modular customization system on the website in future. And
Is that confirmed? Or remember they took away the buck system?
that they took away the buck
They're still
system.
gonna
but the modular
they're-
system is-
packages now instead of bucks, but
Yeah.
there's
So you're saying
yeah,
that
they're customized modules.
okay, so you buy them, but do you think that if you bought a buck, you could still kind of use it?
I think you'll be
They
using
did
them.
confirm that actually. Yeah, they did confirm a few months ago. I think it was in the Age of Shipshape in November. That so if you bought a buck, you would have those module options still, and what they were talking about in the ship customization a couple of weeks ago, to revisit that again, is that now that they have that set up on the website, they can implement that for any of the ships that have modules for not just customized components and weapons, but also modules and rooms. So like the 600 module for the exploration of the ring can be swapped out on the website. Potentially the Javelin rooms and other ships that may have rooms that swap out as modules, they'll be able to implement that through the website with what they implemented for the 300s. So it's going to be a pretty big deal for everybody.
Nice. And then
Can we
obviously
talk
in
about
game.
the best part about this rework.
What's that?
Best part of this rework.
What's the best part?
You can get in the turret while it's down and walk around it as well. Clear
And they're
that up
supposed to be
right
doing
now,
that for the freelancer as well. I heard that
yeah.
you're gonna
Yes.
Or the cargo.
The
cargo.
struts
Yeah.
are going to be they're going to fold
struts
up out of the way.
are gonna when someone is in it at least.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah, see, Mistake, Jeff. Thank
Chat's
you,
Chat's pretty happy about that.
fellow freaking Vanguard
Oh.
nerd.
super happy about it.
This is
Okay.
easily one of the best ships in the world.
I think
because you
everybody's
can go
happy about the
one
freelancer
fast.
because it's a pain in the ass on the freelancer.
Needs
Yeah.
more struts, says Nightster. Or the Knight Rider.
Silence you. Now we know why he's not actually
Knight
on
Rider.
the broadcast.
No more
No,
struts.
that's Knight Rider, not Nightster.
Yeah. All right. So that is the Vanguard. Any last words about the Vanguard? Any final opinions about it? What do you think of the new design, etc.?
Doc Shadow, what's your favorite ship?
Epic.
It's gonna be cool.
It's big and cool.
Well, we're also wait. So, did they confirm the Sentinel or not? The Sentinel in the
No, it's the
Harbor-
Harbinger. The Harbinger is the next one. It's been 3.7.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
Sentinel still doesn't have an ETA as far as I know.
Because and that's mostly because of the whole the scrambling stuff. They haven't
Warfare
worked that out yet.
Yeah.
E-warfare. Yeah. Okay.
Gin and Tonic is saying in chat there that John Crew had said that the freelancer they're
okay.
always supposed to fold up, which is great. You know what?
remember
John
that.
Crew has always been way more reliable than Ben Lesnick, and not to throw Ben under the bus, but it's nice to see that with time things have become a little bit more reliable on that. So that's great.
Well, and in Ben's defense, when he was talking about these ships 3, 4, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
that was very early in development, and it was things that they were thinking about for down the road in the future. And a lot of that stuff is developed over time, and John Crew is the guy in charge of the actual development pipeline for the past couple of
100%.
years.
Yeah.
So he knows what's actually happening, how it happens. They've really streamlined it and proceduralized it, and have a very, very well organized system to bring these ships to reality. And they've learned so much over the years on what did work, what didn't work, and reworking ships. And they have gotten so good at making spaceships. I mean, these spaceships are our life, and they're so good. They're getting better all the time.
Yeah. They're doing a great job of it. And look,
Yes.
As long as
honestly,
they don't
like,
make the headlights like
Ben doesn't need any defense in my books anyway. He was the one that helped us theorycraft and grow and live and love about Star
Yes.
Citizen, for so much time when there was so little that
100%.
was being spoken officially from the company. And they've gone through a process where they've gotten a lot more reliable, but they've also gone dark before kind of getting towards telling us what the information is that's reliable. So it's a give and take, right? So they're getting there. Okay. All right, so we're on to the weekly newsletter. So that was Thursday. Thursday was a big day. Friday's even bigger. Okay, we're starting off the newsletter. We're starting off the small stuff. We're going to try and get through it quickly, and then move on to what is the big meat of this show, and that is the Pillar Talk. We're getting there. So for the weekly
Pillar
newsletter,
Talk, baby.
the main points, honestly, it was pretty inconsequential. They spoke about how there was this celebration by this company named Origin, which we all absolutely freaking love, but that it's pretty much over, and that they had this great sneak peek. Now the sneak peek is the best here. So let's dive into that here.
I didn't really look that closely at it.
So,
The ships for more ships for sale.
so Pixel had to donate 96 bits just to get his little 1K cheer tag. Thanks, Pixel. You're the man.
Thanks, Pixel.
Thanks,
Way to
Pixel.
just make it, buddy. I can call him out because he's my friend.
It's the ship terminal.
Now you have a random number of bits. You might as well, Pixel, donate enough so that you have
Might
an
as well just
even
throw the
number.
rest in the-
It's like,
rest in the pool.
do you press the percentage when you're tipping at a restaurant, or do you
No,
add it up?
he
so it's
whips
a
out a
nice right number?
calculator and literally does the exact percentage.
Yeah, so
I've seen it.
it's like he's hit a percentage
Really?
now. Anyway,
I just do it in my head. Why do you need
Pixel,
a
we love you.
calculator?
We love you. Okay, so in this image here, after Armada, what this is, so that you guys understand, this is a ship purchasing kiosk. It's a sneak peek of what it's going to look like when you're buying a particular ship. In this case, it happens to be the M50, but on the left-hand side of the image, you can see that there's the Origin 300i, the 315P, 325A, the 85X, and also the price as well for the M50
And you see
Interceptor that you're
prices
looking
up.
at. Yes,
those
it gives you
prices
some
stick.
kind of idea of prices. Now we know that Origin
Those
ships come with
prices
a bit of a
aren't
premium.
fixed.
Theory crafting.
No, they're still
Yeah.
growing. They got to figure it out.
Those prices are just pulled out of their butts. I wouldn't count on them.
Are you 100%? I think they're starting to get the prices down with the commodities they've been working on. I think they're in the ballpark at least of what their pricing is going to
You
be.
think?
Well,
Yeah.
We'll see.
the 85X
I like
and
lower
50
numbers.
That's
are
that's
already
the
in,
right
aren't they?
answer, Dr. Murray. We'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen my UEC balance. I'd like lower numbers.
I need to do that for
Look, I checked my credit card statements. I'm not happy.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna have to do
so,
something
so,
about this. Life isn't
che- so-
fair right now, so we're gonna have to change things.
so checking to confirm, existing spaceship prices for the M50 and the 85X, those are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So
those are right.
So those are correct. So the 300s
Yeah,
are
I can
are
believe that.
not currently in the kiosks in that we're aware of, like skirting various subjects. But yeah. So
But anyways,
the-
it's
the
interesting that the
300s might be-
300 is the most expensive of
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it
kind of
is.
Well,
X.
look at
That's-
the ships that they're on there. I mean, it's
I have
three
to-
different ships. So.
I have to 100% agree. I would think that the one with the bigger weapons are more expensive than components in general. So the most
No.
expensive here
No,
should be the
I disagree.
325A.
No,
That's not true.
Components
at
are
the
more
small
expensive.
scale. At the small scale,
Yes.
components and weapons, components cost more. When you get
that
larger,
right?
then you start getting where
Yes.
weapons cost more.
And you're only talking about the
components.
big weapons.
I
Watch
I
Tony
actually
C's talk from
I
Synergy.
actually created
Should've.
the spreadsheet that compares all of the component options for all the customization packages for the 300 series, and it's in the info links in the Discord of the Yacht Club. So if you want to get in the Yacht Club Discord, we have that available. But I compiled all of the prices, all of the stats,
yeah,
the
link
power
that some-
output. Yes. So yeah, if somebody wants to link that in there.
You know, that's
So-
super. I'm glad that was said because
What are we playing Eve Online again? I love
Spreadsheet
Eve. I
gets
thought it was
raised.
great. So
in the real world, weapons are super expensive, but in civilians in Star Citizen, 940 years in the future, have lots of weapons
Yeah.
readily available. So it would make
Well, I'm
sense
pretty
that there would be a
sure- Well,
it-
size,
it-
a
cost
size
it depends-
transition
$5 in
between
the right
components
country.
and weapons.
Yeah. It depends on the size of the weapon. So like a size 2 and size 3 weapon might, or it's
There
like a
it
size
is.
3 weapon
Thanks,
might
Doc.
be 12,000 UEC, but a component's 30,000. On average, the components are in the 20 to 30,000 UEC range, and the components are in the 5, 10, 15,000 UEC range, until you start getting into the size 4, size 5s. Then they start in size 5, size 6 weapons might be 100,000 UEC. So
Well,
they
size
scale up pretty
fives are
fast.
76,000.
Yeah,
Size
depending on which
fours-
weapon.
Yeah,
There was-
size 4s are around 30 though. So
But here's the thing.
when you get out of the
Yes.
small end of the pool where you're
Start
dealing
scaling up.
with ships,
Yeah.
with small ships, when you start getting into the
Yeah.
medium-sized ships, then you start getting
Yeah.
to where they're about the same price. They're
But
equivalent.
actually that
Okay,
that
components
same
and weapons.
that's the same thing carries over with components too, because all of the components for the 300 series and the small single seater ships are size 1
Yeah.
component. So
Well,
for
can we agree on something?
30,000-ish UEC, what's that?
Can we agree on something? So, and I'm sure Doc can back me up on this because I'm sure I'm not the only one that said this. If you go to the right country right now, you could probably buy an AK-47 for $5. Just saying.
I mean, if you want to overpay,
Probably.
Just say, if you want to overpay. Yeah, exactly. Either
This is true.
way, you get what I'm saying. You know, I mean, this is
Yeah,
a ship kiosk
it's a
in an
market.
official zone where you're buying something. So
Okay.
let's
So
just
yeah,
go
this
with that.
this
Okay.
So what we're
standard
saying,
repair
these are-
weapon
these
is
are
gonna be
official-
cheaper.
these are official manufacturer CIG ship
Yeah.
price.
These are
and
new
I-
from the factory.
Yes. All right. So on the open market, we're not talking this, but right now to establish values, it's very indicative. And it's good to know where things are going to be priced in the economy, and that was one of the things that they talked about in several different programs about how they're modifying prices based on all the ships are priced based on their components, and all that scales. And man, that is a big old ship.
That's not what we're laughing at. But anyway, we'll stay with that.
Sorry, Jerry.
I've seen this part.
All right, so we will not leak anything that is not already leaked out there because A, we want to make sure that we don't spoil things for people. B, Dr. Murray is Evocati. We don't want to spoil anything for him. So this was released on Friday and pretty exciting to kind of show what our 890 is going to look like on the exterior. Now, I have a very quick question for everybody in chat. What do you think of the landing gear of our beloved 890?
Is there only one in the back?
It's only showing the one. The other one's not showing up because of the LODs, we assume.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's some
render
fog in
distance.
there that's
All that
covering
the
it up,
same
and then the LODs
size of their shoe.
Don't let it show.
Uh-huh.
So if you notice, up on the top of the ship is a little tiny person. The little
Not that
tiny
tiny.
speck.
There
The
is
little tiny speck up there is a little person.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
gonna hide the chat so we can look at that for a second.
Bye, chat.
Goodbye, Jet.
If I can.
We hate
We
you.
we still love you.
We never liked you in the first place.
Some big words. There you go. So that is beautiful. What do you think of the front? I kind of like the.
I
like that
love
it looks like a
that landing
ship.
gear.
But,
Yeah,
but
it definitely looks like a ship. But that
Forget the
landing gear
landing
is
gear,
so
though.
cool.
I want to know if it lands in water, will it stay afloat? But that looks like it's kind of, as you go
Wait.
forward, it looks like part of it is going to be pulling the ship down.
Oh yeah.
So it's not.
It depends on where the trim line is. It depends on how high it floats.
100%. So if
Yes.
that's out of the water, then. So if it really
Yeah.
is, if it sits in the water at that angle, then that's why it has the big front gear versus the smaller rear gear. That would be okay.
Well,
but then,
The rear is much taller than the front, and it also has much more mass. So that's going to set lower than the front. So it's designed to set at level, and
so
the front's narrower or shorter than the rear. So that's why it's such a much taller landing gear.
so if the water line sits around here, then
I
it'll
think it's
be
going to set
okay.
higher than that. I
Well,
think the water line
if it
is
sits
probably going to
above
set
this
higher.
point right here, then you're running into an issue where
No, it's
it's really
submerged.
inefficient because if the water line's here, this area
It's
from displacement is going to push
I-
up,
so-
and this is going to pull down.
So somehow I think that you're really overthinking this.
Yeah.
Our space
Way
environment.
overthinking this one. We like it, but yeah.
And where's our spoiler in the back? Damn it!
I know that's the worst part. No spoiler.
It's built into the roof line of the ship itself. If you see it,
I like-
it's actually
Yeah,
I like
very-
the GTR spoiler
okay,
better.
here's the point.
I wonder what
If
the
the
other
ship
image-
can fly, why would you drive it through the ocean?
because
because
cool.
don't you want that
because it's
offshore, like
cool?
off of Cyprus Island? The country and island
We're
of
gonna be
Cyprus.
cruising over Ibiza,
And then you have
laughing at all
your
the people
tender
who
ship
don't
come
have
out
an
of the top
890.
and go and cruise over the water. I think that'd be
All
pretty
right,
tight.
you can drive your boat
Yeah,
by
like-
Ibiza.
like-
I'll
like-
fly over it.
like Gin and Tonic, says, it's a yacht.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yachts,
You can do
by
whatever the hell you want.
definition,
It's a
float
yacht.
on water.
Oh no! Yacht is a boat.
It's a space yacht, so it can go in space or on the water.
Exactly.
That's right. It's like space
And this is
whales.
a little
They
bigger
can do both too.
This is a little bigger than a boat. I think this is a little bigger.
Yeah, that one looks like an orca.
so
With
I,
glowy fins.
I want to comment on that bow. It's like how aggressive it is. So they changed the shape of it from the early ones where it was vertical and the top and the bottom stuck out, and that was the nail clipper effect.
That was funny.
Nail clipper,
That's right. Yep.
Yes. So they've angled the bow forward, and they've put
I
and
think it's sexy.
really created a lot of detail in there. I think it looks sexy as fuck.
So have we gotten rid of the whole concept of the
Looks good.
4 things coming out and going down? Because I really hated that.
What four
Huh?
things?
You know, like the 4. Well, when it goes into like siege or luxury mode or whatever the heck people were saying. It has these like 4
What?
blades
No.
that come out.
No, that's not
Yeah,
the ship.
good.
That's
Good.
Somebody was.
No, it
fucking
was.
with
I
you.
have a picture.
You're thinking about
Really
the
annoying.
Carrack. You're thinking about the
Yeah.
Carrack that has the antenna that go out. You're totally
Nope.
like
Or the
Yeah.
Connie
I
that
will
goes
100%
that has its
Hold
missile
on to
racks
that
going.
thought. Move
maybe the
on.
Connie.
'Cause you said-
All right, moving
Yeah.
right along.
Oh,
Ignore
but-
Shadow.
Yeah.
Jasmine. Maybe
We
came up
generally
and she's
do.
like, No.
No,
He's
wrong
right.
cat. Wrong cat.
Wrong
We need
cat.
jump
No,
cat.
We need jump
Wrong
cat.
cat. We need jump cat now.
She's upstairs. All right. Oh, we do need jump cat.
You mean Ninja's cat?
Come, jump cat.
Ninja's cat.
Jump cat. Where are you?
Yeah, find Shadow has gone to bring jump cat.
Thanks,
It's a
Pixar.
mission.
I love this
So-
view. This
Yeah,
view
it's
is
nice.
so good. So good. Like
alright.
it's so wide.
So you can see
And
they
you-
have the turret bay open. They have the landing bay open, and then they have the sky
hangar.
roof at the back open.
Yeah, that huge glass ceiling. And then if you look at the back of the glass ceiling there on the top, it looks like, yay, it's Jump Cat. We have Jump Cat.
Hey, there
Ninja's
we go.
cat.
Official Jump
It's
Cat.
jump cat.
It's
Check out the
Ninja's
nose.
cat.
It's not Ninjas. We've debunked that theory.
No, you
Yes.
haven't.
So it
There we have. We
to-
showed the
to me-
picture.
Yes, you're a rigged
Yes.
picture.
Confirmed. Rigged.
We confirmed
So-
it. Myth confirmed.
It's totally confirmed. It's a jump cat.
So on the roof at the back of the glass canopy, it looks like a recessed, like a concealed, a retractable turret. Retractable turret. That's what I was looking for.
At the front or at the back?
No, at the back. So
Right
if you,
here.
there's
Here's
little,
my mouse
there's
when I'm
little
pointing
square
at it.
little square hatch in the back, on the top,
Here?
behind the glass.
Like here?
We can't
Yes,
see what you're pointing
right
at.
there. Yes, I can see what he's pointing at now. So right there,
Oh, yeah.
that looks like probably one of the point defense turret locations.
Well, it's
that-
probably a turret.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they
that's right.
confirmed
But-
two turrets,
Well,
right?
Yeah, well, there'll be 2-point defense turrets that we'll have at some point. We're not sure if that's coming out when it launches,
One
because
there.
like with
And one here.
when they're
God, I
and
hope
then
so.
somewhere else. So the one at the front is one of the main retractable turrets.
We're
which-
hoping it's an STS turret, so it's gonna
Yeah,
be
we-
a battleship.
Yeah, we're hoping it's a battle yacht.
Battle yacht.
We're hoping. But you heard it here first on the Yacht Club.
Battles.
That's how it'll.
Battle yacht.
Yes, battle yacht. Control for the battle grotto.
Yep.
Battle Grotto.
We'll play Capture the Grotto.
No. Oh, that's actually be a good game.
Capture the grotto?
Capture the grotto. This is a great image too, because I know there's little people all over the ship, and at the by the landing gear, like look at the little person by
yeah.
the rear landing gear. They're by the
See
rear
those
landing
dudes'
gear,
heads in the way.
they land.
Oh, the
tiny.
rear landing gear. Yeah.
The rear landing gear.
Yeah, microscopic. I mean, there's
Yeah.
move
So
myself
people
in
were
that
saying-
chair for the other one.
So people were saying that the rear landing gear looked kind of small, but if you look at it compared to that person, it's not
Right.
small.
No, it's just there's just one.
It's just way smaller than the front.
So
It's
Citizen
just
Lose,
one.
Citizen Lose says that those are not. He hates to break it to us, but those are garden gnomes.
Could be.
That makes sense.
Get deceived.
That makes more sense.
It only ends up being like 100 meters. All
They still
right.
get back down to 120.
So now there is that landing gear even closer now, that front one. It's epic.
Yeah,
Look how big
looking
that is.
up at the ship, it's massive. I love all the hydraulic struts and everything. It looks strong and interesting and complicated, but not overly too beefy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I think they need a landing gear on the right rear side.
they probably need one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll get there. They'll get there.
It just hasn't been installed yet.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then-
actually, if you go back and look at and if you look at the previous image, the one with the big landing gear, not this one. Was it this one? Was it the one with where it was really close up the landing gear? No, it was the next one.
this one.
That one. So there's no actual. It's just kind of stuck on the bottom of the ship. There's no actual landing gear bay.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of testing this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be a bay up there for that.
They
to
look
attract
massive.
They do.
That's a big set of shoes. Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah, so this is nice. This is
Okay.
the landing bay, which looks really good. Now
Yeah.
people are
The
are-
hangar?
Piece.
The hangar. Yeah, you're quite right.
Mhm.
Now they were talking about how you could fit different geometries of ships, but they were talking about it. They being some people that posted some images where it was based upon a rectangle of what the
Which
size
was
of the
wrong.
300 would be.
Well,
Right.
you could fly.
Yeah,
on it and
it's
then
not a.
move.
It's well, no.
not
So
a
they were
rectangle,
posting
yeah.
different ships that would fit in a 300 sized rectangle, but it's not. It's a trapezoid, or not. It's a trapezoid. What is that called?
Triangle.
Well,
It's not a full triangle because it's cut. It's
Well,
cut
no,
off
it's
in the
not a full
front.
triangle.
It's
Yeah.
triangle. It's triangle-y.
Doc, what's
It's-
the official
it's-
term for that?
Trapezoid.
Triangle-y.
That is
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid.
Yeah, it's
A
not a
trapezoid
rhombus
is-
because that would be equal.
Two angle
a-
edges.
a
with
tra-
the
I thought
parallel-
Yeah,
No.
trapezoid.
Two
Yeah, it's
angle
a
edges with
trapezoid.
parallel.
Parallelogram.
It's nice. Isosceles
Rhombus is
trapezoid.
when it goes.
All right. Anyhow, a 300 series
Anyhow.
ship fits.
Rhombus.
Right. And
It's
it's
okay.
funny. Black Mank said that 890 ship customization page. What do you mean? I just spent another $600 on my yacht for customization.
Good.
going
Good.
to happen. Going to happen.
Damn right it
Oh yeah.
is. Smart person. We like them.
Check this
Regular trapezoid.
out. Isosceles trapezoid.
Oh,
Brum. Right there.
This
snap.
trapezoid user- Wow, we were right.
It's a convex
Yes.
quadrilateral with the line of symmetry bisecting one pair of opposite sides.
Wow. I want to hear that about six more
This-
drinks.
Done.
This is a smart. This is a smart show.
Isosceles trapezoid.
Don't go home and say this is not a smart show.
Hey, Stimmy, I got one more for you. I got one more for you.
We have alcohol
show
and
channel.
and geometry.
Check the show channel.
What's the
is what I was
cosine
talking
of that
about.
angle there, Joran?
Oh, sweet
Yeah.
Jesus. Check the show channel. This is
God.
what I was talking about. This really angered me when I saw it. Because if they
Huh?
would have done it, would have pissed me off.
What the fuck
There
is
you
this thing?
Hang
Who
on.
came up with this silliness?
This is
Yeah.
just some idiots.
There
rambling.
was a lot of talk about this.
There was no talk about that. I
No.
never saw this.
This
I am
was-
This is
everywhere.
just one night. Okay, wait.
This is just some idiots.
I am
idea
Joran.
from the
I am
forum.
everywhere.
Clarify. Okay.
I am everywhere,
Three
and I
of
never
the four
saw
people
this.
on this channel go to sleep well after. Or well
True.
before I do.
You miss everything from like
There was
9
a
p.m.
huge
Pacific
argument
time.
Okay,
in the 890
so-
channel over
Okay,
this
so-
very
so-
image.
It
And I was on
happened
the side
in
of,
the
fuck
in the
this
middle of the
image.
night, and
This is from
like,
like a week after the original concept sale. Somebody put this on the fucking
right.
forums, and it's just some idiots drawing.
There was a bunch of other people who posted pictures with it out, like actually paint. It was really annoying. And I
Oh,
was
they-
like, God, if they do that.
oh,
I'm
they're
gonna-
thinking that the whole thing opens up somehow, like an idiot.
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
That's-
This is what I was
that's
talking
what
about
they-
earlier, and I'm glad that's just been totally debunked. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Don't worry about it.
Where's my trigger emote? Where's my trigger
Yeah.
emote?
Yeah,
I need
next
a
to we
Jesus
need that
Christ.
trigger emote. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we
okay.
need that.
When,
trigger.
when,
More
when do we get
subs.
another?
What
When do
do
we get
need for
another
that?
emote?
Follows.
Yeah.
we need
when do-
5 more followers. We need 5 more followers for the email.
Oh, look at
I
that.
think it's right.
Next follower prize
we-
unlock.
we-
Yeah. We need 5 more
Yeah,
followers. For those
is
that
it
aren't
80?
following,
385?
now's the time.
Is it 385 or 395? I can't read it.
385.
What?
Oh, we
Oh,
need
yeah, yeah.
15 more.
15.
Oh,
You're
tell
right.
your
15
friends.
followers. So we need more followers.
If you're not
If
already following, follow just like for a
you
week.
follow the
We-
show.
Then you can
Promise.
unfollow.
We promise the triggered.
We need
There
a
we
trigger.
go. Gotta be Hawkeye.
Thank you.
Ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you,
14 more.
Lou. Thanks for gifting us up.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Ed-
Thanks
Ed
to
needs
the-
All right. Jay the Brown.
Why are you not following us, Jay?
I
Yeah,
know,
what the
right? What
Fuck.
the,
That's
WTF?
troublesome, son.
All you guys.
CZN star. All right. That'll be. Nice job, Ed.
About time, buddy.
Well done.
Actually, that was before it was just
Nicely
Lou.
done.
That
I forgot
that,
to.
that was Lou gifting us up to Season Star.
Please, if you follow
he
us,
randomly-
we will love you long time.
What
I tell you
Lou
okay.
did was randomly subscribe somebody in
If
the
we get
channel.
400 followers
Yeah.
by the end of this show, I will give a ship out of my hanger.
Ooh, 890 jump.
Yep, everybody has to be 890 jump.
You have to say what ship it is because
Oh, shit. No, that's a sub, not a follow, but thank you.
how to
We don't
be
care
Knight
about
Rider.
subs. We only want
There's
followers
nothing.
right now.
No, we don't. We do care about subs. It's hard to find good help around here, guys. I got these 3. I put like an ad up on Reddit, and this is what I found. I
Come on,
tell
who wants a random ship out of my hanger?
hey, Foresight.
Yeah, that's actually Pixel giving all those subs out.
Right
That's
on.
awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Adam.
Thanks,
You're
thanks,
the man.
Pixel. You're
What?
you're awesome. You're
Black
awesome.
Mix. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Black Man X got one too.
Well, Pixel's doing the gifting thing.
Nice job there, Pixel.
Out of
That's
B,
so
buddy.
cool.
Nicely
Oh,
done.
Crunch. Thanks, Crunch. That's
Crunch.
actually a sub.
Prime.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Crunch.
We're really trying to hit the follow mark, though.
Yeah.
Well, all these guys are following
There you
me.
go.
You have not been following us?
When you subscribe, you
friends
follow,
that
don't you?
Spread the word.
Subscribing
Oh
automatically
my
follows.
goodness.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
tell your friends
Yes,
about this great show.
Lou.
We need a triggered emote.
Lou, thanks.
For
Thanks for the
Lou.
follow.
We have enough. I have a better shirt, by the way.
Ooh, I like that.
Quantum
I
mechanics.
like that.
Quantum
We-
mechanics, nice.
It says taking your reality one atom of. Although, Doc, tell me what's
Oh,
wrong
shit.
with that statement.
There's a whole story about my beer I haven't read before.
Not one atom at a time.
I'm gonna have to read that after the
You're gonna
show.
have to read that. Okay, so let's move on with the
Moving right
show.
along.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Yeah, that was.
Let's keep on moving.
That
Oh,
was
yeah. T-Nights said we officially unlocked another emote.
nice.
What?
Okay.
Yay! All right.
Yay!
Triggered. We need
Good
a
job,
triggered
guys.
emote.
Oh, we need a triggered
Triggered.
emote. We're
We
gonna
need
trigger
triggered.
emote.
Yeah,
Triggered. Seriously.
yeah.
Thank
I think
you
we
all.
need
Yeah,
like
rock.
hands with triggered written across them.
Thanks everybody.
Mm. That's good. I like that. T-R-I-G-G.
Thanks everybody. That's
It
awesome.
worked.
'cause,
It
yeah,
works, right?
we need a triggered emote. That's some serious hype
How are we
there.
gonna do that?
All right,
We-
Band
Oh,
Manx, love it.
Follows. Hey, Dr. Murray.
Dr. Murray. Scott Savage, thank you for the follows, guys. You know, this we are not pushing for partner, but all of these follows they do give us the ability to make it more fun, have more emotes. The subscriptions allow us to give more ships back to the community, so it means a lot. We're here to do this for you guys, and the more fun we can make it, the better. So, thank you so much. Glad you're having a good time.
I love Band Max. I want to know the story behind that.
Oh, so his name Black Manx, it was Brad Blackman X, so they would automatically ban him on the Twitch, on the Star Citizen Twitch page.
So he just went straight to
So
band.
banned Manx.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You are the man.
That way he could
I love
still
it.
talk.
I just posted a bunch of our emotes. They're mostly drinking emotes, which kind of
Mostly, I think they all are.
And
There's
not
some
mostly,
repeats
they're
in
all
there.
mostly it's minor understatement there.
Shocker. Absolutely.
No,
shocker.
Jagger has a good point. You could actually spell out triggered with 3
So,
emotes.
T-Nightster, we don't want the shocker emote. That's not appropriate, okay? No.
What?
Triggered
Well,
emote.
What time is it?
Trigger.
It's after
Same
the family
hand,
hour. I think we're okay.
Different animation.
I think we're okay.
So you mean this isn't cool? I should do this?
It's
Sorry.
What?
Gun.
I don't even
All
know
right.
what that means.
okay.
Anyway, moving right along.
Gin and Tonic says we're drinking. We're a drinking show with a chat problem.
Okay, so it is
man.
still
Accurate.
Friday. We got a long way to go on Friday. Okay.
Oh, we
So-
have not even got.
We're
We've
still
done
back
the
in
weekly
Sunday.
newsletter. We've hit the subscriber vault images, which
did.
were leaked
Oh,
to Reddit, so
Lord.
we could put them out. Now it's on to the Star Citizen Live, all about player wearables. I think we're going to move through this pretty quick.
Did was anyone
It,
disappointed when they read player wearables and then it was
No, I thought it was great that they were talking about
it was
things that
super
they
cool,
make,
but
and
I
it's
think
and
I
it's
felt
wonderful that they're so good at making these things, and they're giving us all these great things. And I watched about 5 minutes of it, and that was it.
Hike Commander I'm sorry. Hike Commander Jordan.
Yeah,
No,
I was wondering when
I'm
I
not
got to the
disagreeing. It
notes,
was
and I was looking
super
at the
cool to
notes you had
watch.
put in, and under player wearables there was nothing.
Yeah.
It was like a vast chasm of nothing in the notes. I'm like, maybe we need to add a little
I
bit to
watched
that.
it, and it's like
crazy shit,
sorry,
you know,
it's
like digital stuff. That's what
and you know, and I feel bad because that they are showing us what goes into the complexity and the detail and the amount of work of creating everything that we take for granted with
I
all of
agree.
the armors. I mean, how many of us spend how much time going around and finding
Including the rust
just the
armor.
just the right helmet? Fuck the subscriber armor.
Triggered.
But yeah, triggered. Fuck the subscriber armor. But how much time do any of us spend going around and checking out all the different armors and finding the exact right helmet and the right color and the right armor set and the right undersuit and all these things that go together that create our personality that we want to express in the verse? And there's so many different ones now, and there's so much personalization to this. They put a lot of work into this, and it is nice that they show how much work goes into it and how it's done, because some people are really curious about this. It's interesting. I couldn't really watch a whole hour of it, so I watched about 5 minutes and I got a good idea.
But look at Jared's body language. He's kind of like, okay,
bored as fuck.
Wait.
And then he tries to get involved. He tries to say, "Oh yeah," and then
Jared, somebody's
now
favorite person.
look at this, and he tries to make it like more interesting, and then he's like,
Jared's
"Oh, okay."
somebody's favorite
Oh,
person
okay.
in this show.
So, question for the chat. What's
The chat
unfortunately
we can't see right now.
less interesting? Armor sets or audio for an hour?
Armor sets.
What?
Although
Audio,
no,
audio,
you
the
know what?
audio.
No, I would because this is not armor sets. This is a helmet, a specific helmet.
Uh-huh.
So if you're talking about audio sets and you're talking about like
Audio.
armor, I would go with the audio to be
Okay.
quite honest, because
Because you're an audio guy.
I like well, you wouldn't tell by this show.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's an audio guy.
I'm not really an audio guy. I love audio though. I have Fostex headphones. Ready?
Pixel's your guy. Pixel's your guy.
Oh,
by the way.
shit.
He loves audio. too.
Pixel.
He's got
Pixel.
Foster. Ooh,
right.
Those
Pixel.
are
Look
some
at those.
quality
Little bit there.
headphones right there.
Ooh, fancy headphones.
But he's not
Fancy
using them.
schmancy.
So can we?
I can't even understand lyrics in songs. My ears don't work like that. So
yeah, because they're all
I'm
about
not an
hating
audio
on
person.
others and stuff, so it's no good anyway. You got to listen to country
It-
or like old stuff.
yeah. Anyway, I thought it was interesting, but we just kind of glossed over that very quickly.
Okay, but let's
Yeah.
talk about what is interesting about it, and I'll skip to the very end of the show here. Okay, now that's interesting because
That
Yes.
is interesting. If you can
Yes.
customize all that, that's great.
right. So what they were really
Yeah.
talking about here is the different variations and how you create different variations. However, think about what we've just had in terms of customization of ships and how if you could customize your helmets, how cool that would be too. So, I mean, sure, it might be microtransactions, but I'd do that in game, and I would make it.
It's
Yeah.
all in game. There's no microtransactions.
I'm hoping that they go away from having one piece of armor sold 30 times with 30 different colors and just having it be one piece of armor that you can color yourself.
But yeah,
I think
there's
that's
some
the
things
plan.
right
They might.
there. There's
They
two
might.
rows
Sure,
right
okay.
there.
Look at all that.
These are
Holy
great
shit.
customizations, but
Right?
like, are we going to be able to customize all of that? Great. If we can, awesome. The key
Yeah.
part about this is it's just a helmet.
Hey, Dr.
What is it?
Murray,
What
in
armor
the
set
back,
is it?
But
in the
people
back
love- but
over
people
here,
love
there's
that.
there's an all gold
I love
one.
it.
Look
Don't
at
get me
that.
wrong, I think
It's all gold.
No, that's brass.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I feel like that's an extra piece to get shot up above. so
Don't get me started on gold and
make the
brass.
helmet armor work.
So, doesn't this remind you though of
But it's obviously brass.
Guardians of the Galaxy with that doofer that his Mary Poppins dad has? That's the best way I can say it. To control that arrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that
yep.
not remind you of that?
Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe kind of.
Mary Poppins' dad.
I don't.
Mary Poppins.
What?
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Did you not
Poppins
see
did that.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
No,
Where
it's-
does Mary Poppins come into Guardians of the Galaxy?
So
Disney.
the
Marvel.
blue
I don't
the
know
guy
who these
that the
guys
guy
are.
that
I have
raised
no idea how we got there.
I can't remember his name. Whatever.
Star-Lord.
Anyway, Star-Lord, the guy that raised Star-Lord and also is hunting him.
Yondu.
Yondu, thank you.
Yondu. Yes.
Jesus.
Thank you,
Great.
Cyberwolf.
There's
Great
normally
color.
a guy I work with every
Where
single
did Mary Poppins come into?
Thank
So-
you.
So in the movie, if you've seen it,
Five
he
times.
references Yondo as being Mary Poppins, and Yondo says, "Is Mary Poppins
What?
cool?" Yeah, he says, "Is Mary Poppins cool?" And he responds by
Oh, I
saying,
do remember that.
"Yeah,
You're right.
yeah, he's really cool." And so then
Yeah,
when he's coming
okay,
down,
I totally-
holding onto the
There's
arrow, he
normally a
says,
there's
"I'm
normally a
Mary
person
Poppins,
here
y'all."
called-
It's pretty cool. Good moment.
There's normally that person here calls me Trash Can.
I'm gonna have to go watch that again.
It's a good movie.
Moving right along.
Okay, so as we're transitioning, I am officially
T Neister
Arrow.
is saying to enter the giveaway type ship me.
I am giving away a Anvil Arrow LTI out of my personal collection because
Ooh,
we
very
are going
nice.
to
right
we
now?
hit our next subscribe.
We-
No,
we
not
hit our
right
goal.
now in the show. You give people time to
In the
collect.
show.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so
I'll give
officially
a-
we're giving
I
away
would
an
call it
Anvil Arrow.
Official
What-
Anvil Arrow.
Nicely
Well,
done,
yes.
Shadow.
We'll run it for like 30 minutes until 11:45.
We'll go. Yeah.
That's,
we'll
that's
do
a
it.
$90 ship,
Midnight.
if I'm not mistaken.
I know.
No,
with
it's only
LTI, baby.
LTI.
No, it's 75. It's
Very nice.
75 by itself. with LTI.
75.
Anyway.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
Very nice.
Oh. Can,
Out of
can
my
I
personal-
enter? I
because-
kind of want an arrow.
no, you can't.
I
Oh,
have
sure.
You can enter if I can
I'm
enter.
gonna melt it.
You're gonna see not Stim Citizen entered. He's not really original with his names. He's 16 and everything. Anyway, so yeah.
All right,
So
okay.
because I promised it, I said we hit our follower goal. We got our next emote, which is going to be the triggered
Nice
emote.
one. Good job, guys.
Triggered.
An LTI arrow.
Neister, can you find
So
out
hang
when the
around.
next unlock is, and we'll change the next follower
Mhm.
prize unlock to that.
Ooh.
That's cool. Okay, so moving right along.
All right. Next
Okay, so
topic.
that was player wearables. Next on
Yeah.
next. Can anybody think there was something pretty major that happened?
No.
Oh,
We're gonna
might
do
be
that
ca-
again.
Might be called Pillar Talk.
Talking
Wait.
pillar talk.
We're not
Okay,
gonna
we
play
gotta-
your silly
We
little
got to
game again.
really. we got 45
I really
minutes-ish,
enjoyed that game.
maybe.
Wait, we've noticed you keep playing it every major topic.
Well, I don't have
Sure.
I don't have a lot of friends. And I
You
try
have
to make
us.
things up.
You have us.
Yeah, but there's just 4 of you. And you're only the
three of it. The three of it.
There's
and
three
you
of us.
Well,
responded
and-
to an
and-
ad, so
well-
I don't know.
Well, no, there's T9. There's T9. He's just
Oh
not,
yes, see,
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
T.
there's T. Don't forget T.
Tim
He's very-
completely
he's very
forgot about T and just counted the
I
fucking line
said
screen
4.
right now.
I
He,
said
he
4.
did.
Okay,
He did say 4.
so
So this was somebody's favorite video
Pillar
because of
Talk.
why?
Everything.
because it was awesome.
Why
was
this
Chris
your
Roberts.
favorite video, Doc.
Tony Zurich.
Oh, this video had the
Yeah.
perfect amount of Jared.
No,
I don't mind Jared, but there's
Ouch.
poor Jared.
somebody that doesn't like it very
Ouch.
much. But anyway. Snap. Here we go. Moving right along.
It's just fun not to like him.
Jared is a controversial character in the in the community.
Can we talk law system?
Yes, please do.
God, I hope they get it right.
It's terrible,
We
right?
have so many you have so many grievers even right now. And I know it's an early game, but still. God, it's just stupid. And the
Well,
worst
and-
part is most of the time you're getting Crimstat for doing nothing. You
Well,
take
and-
off and like another ship spawns below you and bam.
I thought it was hilarious that they did joke about that John Crew was kind of joking with the other
Yeah.
guys about that. It's like,
Yep,
all right,
yep, yep.
so getting a parking violation is the same as committing murder.
Right, exactly.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's
So
back
there,
up to. Oh,
yes,
sorry, go ahead.
let's back up to who the gameplay pillar director. So this is a new terminology that's come
Oh,
out
we're gonna do fast.
just now. So this is relatively new, and we've seen some promotions within Star Citizen. Todd Pappy was promoted. Eric Kieran Davis has a new title. So they're kind of realigning the management titles and roles, and gameplay pillar directors, as Chris said, people that have made games, that have worked in the game industry a long time, and that Chris intimately trusts to make really good decisions. So a lot of people have kind of bitched about Chris being a micromanager in the past, and nothing happens without Chris putting his eyes on everything, and it's beyond his ability to do that. And he get it. For the way he talked here, you really got that sense that he understands that, and he's saying that this is a it's so big, it's very easy to get lost in the minutia of what they're trying to do because it's so large. So these are the pillars, the pillar directors that he trusts, and these guys, and people that complain that Star Citizen is mismanaged, they don't know what they're doing, from the early days when they were trying to get a handle on this massively growing project, that these guys all have tremendous resumes in the game industry. Tony Zervik, and he goes back 30 years in major game designs, in economy design, in NPC AI design. Eric Kieran Davis and Todd Pappy and all these guys, they have tremendous resumes, and so Chris trusts these guys. So I love this show. This is my new favorite show. I gotta say. What do you guys say?
Segue. What I was gonna say is because can you pick up the body language at the table?
They're comfortable
what I'm getting
with each
at,
other.
No. What I'm getting at is because I've started a couple of businesses and I've started them with really cool people. Some of them are in this chat, so it's about the passion and the relax of the person you put in that position is the guy you wanted, and even if you're not in charge, like a lot of the business I've been involved in, I'm not the guy that's in charge. It's been 4 partners or 3 partners that have gotten together, and they all just get it. And like look at Chris, he's grinning, he's laughing, and Tony Zervik is like he's explaining, but then he's like and then of course John Cruz just like fuck it, I just know what I'm doing. And I love that because it's just that's a great team, and you could totally see it in that video, and I love that aspect.
Yeah, so the dynamics with all the guys, all the devs. And that's one of the things I love about these shows and this show and other shows, in seeing the devs and how they come across, their passion, their chemistry, and they're so committed, and go back to Tony Robbins was kind of a big influence, and regardless of his current controversy, but a person's congruence is incredibly important to their honesty and effectiveness, and everything that everybody at CIG does, and they're very congruent with their beliefs, the things that they say, their passions. It's beautiful to see. I love this.
Agreed.
What about you, Stem?
Totally agreed. So
okay, you're not
okay.
What
I loved about this show is the timing. So, have you ever heard of the sandwich method of delivering bad news? So, you say some nice things first.
You say something
about
nice
the situation.
Then you
say the bad news. Thank you.
Then you say something nice.
You say the nice thing at the end. So what they've done here is they've created. Now, this is not the only reason for putting this together. However, the community has been asking for ages to have more communication about what's happening with the patches. So I'm so happy that they came up with this show. The first one's always the best because they leak a little bit of additional information, but they've been talking about what's coming in the patch, but they built it up with the great things that are coming, with a star lineup, including both, Chris Roberts as well as Tony Zervik, and of course we've got Eric and John Crew in it as well. And then
I can't think of 3 better people I wanted to see.
Yeah, great people on the show. But then, we're going to have some things that don't make each cut, each instance, and so they're using the sandwich method of going through and saying these are the amazing things that are coming in, so that it softens the blow when it comes to, oh yeah, the 890 is not going to make it, and that
don't
Defender,
care.
like it's just
Get
not
it
right.
right.
But here's how cool
and,
it is.
and we all agree with that, but there is that emotional part of, even though we agree, we go, oh, I was kind of open onto that, and the
Is
heartstrings.
there anyone
gonna
on
cut
this
them,
channel
and
is disappointed
emotionally
that
disconnect.
the 890 has gotten bumped to a
I would have been
sub?
disappointed if it didn't get bumped.
Yeah,
I'll
but
give you $1. if
most
you-
people watching this show
we-
are a
we
little
all
bit more
know.
tied in, right? So we're
give
all
you
a little
one
bit
ease.
emotionally raw from it, even though we understand that we want
Exactly.
it to be the best,
Spectre,
right?
4 more weeks. Meh.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe 6.
Get it right.
Maybe
Gin and Tonic's got my back. Says say the whole
Maybe
thing.
8.
So
Maybe 8.
anyway,
Fuck your
fantastic show.
sandwich.
Fantastic show.
Yeah.
The sandwich is just a method of delivering it,
Yeah.
but the show is excellent. They've done an amazing job putting
we get
together
into
the
the meat of it?
information for us. So very happy with it.
And actually, if you guys recall, one of the things that I've been saying, hoping, complaining, is that I wanted to have,
Soapboxing.
I wanted to have
Next emote, by the way.
sometime of Chris, Tony, the main devs, them talking, and we hadn't seen Chris hardly at all. We hadn't seen Tony in a long time. This gives us what we've all been wanting at this super high level. It's absolutely what I've been.
They could do
dreaming
their
of for
show
like
once a quarter,
year.
and I don't care what the hell else they put out. This
Fuck it.
is
I
the best
love
show
this.
It's
This
a
this
great
is
show.
Because
phenomenal.
it's
Great
the
show.
guys that dreamed this whole thing up. It's the guys that got involved
Yeah.
early. That it's the people that are super freaking passionate that they are going to be there no matter hell or high
And
water.
And it's a big
And it's
picture.
going to happen. It's
a
going to
big
happen
picture.
though.
Okay, so why don't
This
we
is
dive into it? So
belief
the
right
law
here.
system.
Yeah,
let's actually
there's
get
a
into
lot.
it.
There's a lot of stuff.
So
Yeah, we
law
gotta go
system
fast.
version 1, the first iteration of the next several quarters is going to be, there's 19 different laws. So there's different laws about murder, possession of stolen goods, transportation of illicit products. It's also tied to the different jurisdictions that you have. So if you're at Grimhex, things might not be as people might not worry about a certain issue than if you're at Port Olisar, for starters. So that's, a particular good may not be a problem at Grimhex versus Port Olisar. And then they were saying in the show, if you get a parking ticket at Port Olisar, not only is it not a total stoning or destroy you offense, it's something where by the time you get to Grimhex, Port Olisar officials are not following you. Grimhex doesn't care because that was something you committed at Port Olisar.
Well, can we show the actual where they went through the rules for zones? It was really neat the way they were broken down because like Hurston, I think it was Hurston. Yeah, Hurston actually had per zone rules, which was really neat. And then that's actually what I'm really hoping for because like, you might go to Yella and it's a moon, but yet you have, very limited rules based on very limited areas. Like Jumptown, yeah, what it was legal, but you might have a legal spot where that's not legal, but they only have a very slim amount of legal rules, which I thought was really neat because they broke it down into some pretty nice, ways of doing that.
Crusader and her moons are supposed to be all patrolled by Crusader Industries security.
Well,
So the rules
yeah,
are supposed to be
wasn't
the same regardless of if you're on Yila or you're standing on an Orison. But the
Okay.
problem
But-
is they don't
but-
patrol
well,
very well. So
Okay, but
Right,
the way they
but
broke it
Art
down,
is
it actually
enforced.
looked like they had
But-
very finite detail on that, which I thought was
Right.
really
Potentially on Lorville, where the rules for the workers and actually the executives. Sorry, and so they could have some different zones on the planet of Hurston at some point. I don't know about Crusader, but all these things are TBD for the future.
yeah. But each company planet is supposed to patrol their own area, which means
their
planet,
own law zones. Yep.
Yeah. And I think it extends out to the Lagrange points too.
Yeah. Except for Grimhex, which is really kind of not within Crusader's jurisdiction.
Well,
So-
it is, but it's,
This was one of the leaked images. This one happens to be on the
hide, Doc, hide, quick, hide.
No,
Is this
Doc's not
What-
attached to this in any way, shape, or
what-
form. That's perfect. If you could make that bigger, because that's green.
Oh, that works pretty well.
So this talks about how there's misdemeanors, how there's prohibited goods.
Well, and if you look very specifically, I mean, okay, so go down a little bit. There was
You have to actually push to another image. Then there's damage of property. You've got parking violations.
But there was a place where it said a specific place on a planet, and it said these are applicable. I saw one. It was today. I'm not saying I'm
today?
trolling through images, but well, I don't know. I forget how I
Sure,
saw
wasn't
it.
yesterday.
Anyway. Yesterday. Oh, sorry. Terrible song.
Oh, here we go.
I love that song. That's like one of my
I know
favorite.
you would. I
Seem
knew
so
you would.
far
Is that one?
Okay, so it's not that one. It was one that was right after it.
Someday we'll say that in Star Citizen.
It said a
Podcast.
location, and it actually like a location on a planet, and it was very unique. So what I'm getting at is they have the ability to actually break down the law system in a very unique way, which is cool. So
Look,
yeah, don't click that QR code. We have no idea what that is. We do not condone that QR code.
Nope.
QR code.
look at those.
Oh my god, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so
Isn't that
good.
amazing?
Okay,
Oh,
you
my
remember the
gosh.
original? You remember the original? They were actually fans.
They were at the
Yeah,
front.
but I
They were
think I
turbo
like
fans.
this
They
better.
never had them at the back, I don't think.
I think they're very. No, they did. It was in the same.
Yeah, they
spot.
were there.
But,
But
they're still
I
fans.
think that looks way
They're
better.
still
What
is
are you
this?
looking at?
It's an ad, clearly.
The hell was that?
Glad I didn't have any porn up on the screen.
www. I know, right? Actually, I'd rather OC.
This
Thank
is how
you,
we win.
Incognito.
I want a
Yeah,
flying
one of
hammock,
those.
dude. I want a flying hammock now.
Yeah, well, one of
Okay,
those.
I'm
God,
closing
no,
that
no,
stuff down. Closing that down. Okay. We are
We're
heading
fillers
back
with-
to
Where are we-
this.
oh
No.
my God, where are we at?
Shush. Stop it. Stop it.
We're
What's
flying-
going on here?
Okay, that's not a bad.
Who
image.
is
We're out of
producing this?
We're out of control.
Oh my God, who is running this army?
Oh,
Something about,
Nice
something
kitty
about
cat.
prisons.
This is my
Well,
favorite.
We got another cat.
My super cat. Maggie.
yeah. So, Jordan, why don't you take it away? So, right now they're talking about possession. So, if you have right now in Star Citizen, if you have a ship and someone steals your ship, there's no repercussions. So,
well, yeah, there isn't. You're right.
well, there isn't, right? So it's up to the players to deal with it. So if someone steals your ship, they can go, and if they could sell your ship, they could sell it for full value.
Wow, you're never going to sell a ship for full value.
No, you're not.
And you're
Either
never
way,
going to
go
sell a
on.
stolen
Go
ship
on.
for full value.
But you
The law
can't
system's
sell
broken,
now.
yeah.
So with the law system, some of the things
Maybe
that we're getting.
cargo. Call it cargo. So you
Okay,
can sell
so cargo, right.
for value.
Yeah, so you can sell for full value. So what they're going to do is they're going to change it so that if you have stolen cargo, you won't be able to just sell stolen cargo to anyone. You'll actually have to take that to a fence or to a dealer that deals in stolen cargo
But-
and sell that at
or
a
a salvage
fraction of the
yard.
value. Yep, there you go. Someone with poor scruples at a salvage yard and sell it to them for a fraction of what it actually costs.
Good. Do you want to correct him on that one?
My
Poor
poor
what?
scruples? Unscrupulous?
I don't think scruples.
Poor
is
scruples.
right,
I'm
but-
pretty
It's
sure
like- it's like-
scruples is not the right
It's
word.
like a widget.
That's
It's a
absolutely
business
the right word.
term.
I,
Are we really going to get into
I-
this right now?
I'm 100% over here. I'm on Steph's
Yeah.
side.
Jordan's got my
Within
back.
The scruples.
50%. Let's just
Like-
move on.
Scruples is a word.
Yeah,
It's
you
true.
guys
Right.
may have poor
Scrupulous.
scruples.
It's a stalemate. Stalemate. Okay.
We'll just
So,
ask chat and
Jordan, why
carry on.
don't you take it away? There's some talk about some heavy incarceration. Have you guys seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah.
Has anybody seen that?
I happened to actually
Oh,
watch that
is
with
the
you
Mary
guys
Poppins thing?
Yes.
in
Oh, yeah,
Whistler.
it did.
Yes.
That's
In
right, we
Whistler.
did.
And
We watched
remember,
that in Whistler.
I was
Because I
sick,
never
and
would
I'm
have
still
wa-
laughing.
watched that before in my life.
and
I
do you
agree.
remember the
It
part
was-
where
it was
the son
With
is
him.
playing on his laptop and he's doing hard time, and he's actually in
Okay.
jail, and he's doing push-ups. Anyway, so we
remember
may very well get
remember
jail time in Star Citizen.
Oh no! I
We
hope
will
so.
get jail time in Star
I
Citizen. Know what that
seriously
looks
hope
like.
so.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
got-
you're gonna have to pump up your chest while you're in there.
Yeah,
Get
Good.
something.
and I
Power
think
up your-
Skills.
pretty soon they're going
Yeah.
to start selling a shiv, like in-game
We're gonna
shivs for.
Yeah, it'll be $4.99.
Yeah, for the good
Well,
ones.
Microtransactions
Although,
or
I know-
ships.
The base
It's
one
prison.
Commissary credits.
well,
Prison, prison citizen. Prison
It's a
citizen.
great note. It's a great note you had, and this kind of sums up the law system: is freedom to play the game the way you want, but definable by consequences. Which
Yes, there will be consequences.
I
There will
love
be
that, and I hope they're
repercussions.
severe
Yes,
and limiting.
that's going to be one of the things that
You're
all
gonna
these
have to be
guys
good
that
at
are
what you do.
griefers and pirates,
Yeah.
like Lou, but Lou's a bad pirate, so he doesn't really count.
Oh,
Lou,
fired.
I love
Lou's a
Lou.
bad pirate, so he's
He
not
did
he's,
tip us
so
earlier.
so it doesn't count. He's never actually going to be able to be competent enough to commit a crime to have consequences. He's going to fail at everything that he does, and he's going to hang out at the bar, and we're going to talk about his failed
I
crimes.
tell you what, that's what we're gonna do with Lou. We're just gonna say, Lou, before you shoot me, just park your ship. Come on, I'll give you free drinks. Yeah,
We'll just
come
have
on.
a drink.
Yeah,
Like, all right,
yeah.
No.
See, I'm the good Samaritan in that sect.
He's like, I'm going to take everything. You're like, no, why don't you come on and just have a couple of drinks? Okay.
For those of y'all who don't know Lou,
So close to be on my list.
Fat
We need
Lou,
to show the chat.
Citizen Lou, Lou is the worst pirate in the galaxy.
He's
Self-proclaimed
He's the guy.
worst pirate of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Skinny Lou,
He-
by the way.
yeah.
Skinny Lou.
The worst, but and by worst, he's not very good at it.
Well,
he's
let's
it's not
give
he's
him
a
an
bad
E for
or
effort. How about that?
He definitely gets an E for effort. Yes.
Give him an E for effort. There we go.
Yes.
Okay,
we
let's-
we love Space Pirate Lou. So moving along,
I give him
Um,
an E for E. coli.
yes. So for real pirates and real griefers, there will actually be consequences that they're not going to be able to sell what they steal at full value. And here's something that with cargo,
Well, it's a fencing thing.
they talked about in the past that if a pirate hijacks a caterpillar and it's got 500 SCU of cargo, you're literally going to have to grab that cargo manually and move it over into your ship. Or if you can manage to take that caterpillar and repair it after you damage it
Right.
and pilot it, you're going to take it to one of these fences or a salvage yard, and you're going to get a fraction of its value. So you're going to go through all this work and risk and danger and UEE interception and all this stuff, and you're not going to get paid full value for it. So fuck you guys.
There it is. There it is. Triggered. There's only we have a bunch of points that are trying to help us through here. I think you just covered that. So there's only one more point, which is the fact that murder doesn't carry the same penalty as a parking parking fine.
Parking violation.
Parking
Yes.
violation, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they did a
Videos
good
on the
job
bad
joking
news.
about it
on
as
top
well.
of-
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now the video is on the bad news.
So
that the
then,
defender got pushed
yeah,
back.
That's
onto
not
the
that bad.
vehicles.
Push back a
It's
little
not
bit.
bad news. I don't care. It's no bad
Poor
news.
defender fans.
Yeah.
All 7 of them.
You know,
So
and-
vehicles.
yeah, and I went and bought like a CCU to a Defender so that I'd have one just in time before the price was going to go up, because it's a Defender. And
$5.
so I'm gutted.
That's like $47 Canadian, though, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Shots.
Yeah. Anything
But
US.
the great
is-
but the
3
great news
times
here,
Canadian.
even though it's getting pushed to another patch, so it's been pushed a couple patches, that they're really taking the time to really make this great, because frankly, I haven't been that impressed with my initial work in progress views of the Defender and the style guides and the detailing. So
I don't want to know what that hole is for you, Doc.
I really hope.
Just going to pause that there.
Ooh,
Anyway,
just leave that right
gonna
there.
leave it- just
Doc
gonna leave
wants
it
to
there.
put it in his hole.
Yep.
So
So
You wanna put it where?
Doc's hanger
in
there.
his hole.
In his
In
hull?
his hole. In
In
his,
his hull?
in his hole.
His
You're
hull.
you're not looking at the stream.
He's not looking at the stream. That's okay. Moving right along. It's a big
So yeah. So anyway, so
hexagonal hole.
the Defender was pushed back by a patch. They're really taking their time to make it great, because all of the time they put into the Defender is going to make the Banu Merchantman go faster. They're going to really set up the design guides for the Banu ships.
I have a BMM. I have a
And everybody has a BMM. If you don't have a BMM,
does everyone in chat have a BMM?
does everybody in chat have a BMM or want to get a BMM at some point?
No.
I bet you there's some people in
At
chat
least
that do
one.
not have a BMM.
Yes.
I have
Mystic does not have a BBM.
I have
BMM.
one.
French has 2.
Valar doesn't. Mystic doesn't.
She doesn't have a
Elysium.
BBM.
Yeah, but Mystic is not
Karen
even
has-
one.
Karen has
Mystic
a
is not even
Unit
1
to a
year
BMM.
old.
Oh,
Mystic
that's
is not
funny.
even 1 year old, and she's
Oh,
already
Valar!
not even,
shots
and she's
fired.
concierge.
You need to
Mystic,
show chat
you
that
can
stuff.
you can fly on our BMMs anytime.
T Nightster ban Balaran.
Oh, Hawkeye wants one. The
Nobody
BMM
made
is
any
awesome.
BBW jokes.
It's awesome. Now,
No, I don't
ho-
care because it's a totally new ship type. It's a totally new ship material. It's all the pieces and
The
parts that are going.
Style,
everything's new.
design,
So
Ben.
100% different.
right.
So
I mean, I'm
it's
not
totally
even a huge
great.
fan of the BMM, but
The-
I mean,
The longer they take, the
you know,
better it is.
I'm
gonna
not
be neat.
either. I'm not either.
Fuck
it's
you.
gonna be neat.
Okay, hold on. I bought a BMM because I heard the price was going up. Here's a whole bag. Because I heard the price was going up. Triggered 2 bags.
Triggered.
With 2 bags. I love it. Okay.
I'm gonna rub it on my hands now.
So I bought one because I heard the price is going up. So I got mine for $250, which is
Really?
awesome. It's
You're like
obviously gone
Pixel.
through-
You and Pixel are gonna
You
be best
only
friends.
bought it because the price was going up. You didn't love it.
You and
Yeah,
Pixel are
could-
gonna be the best. of
No,
friends.
I didn't love it. I thought it looks like a Ferengi freaking. I don't know. It's it's a
Fuck
giant
you too,
gun.
dude. Fuck you
It doesn't
too.
look. It doesn't look
Okay,
anything like a
hold on.
Ferengi ship.
I
They're all
wasn't.
like
I wasn't
crab-
around
That's right,
for the
yeah.
original concept of it, so I backed in
course not.
2014, but I only kind of came back in 2016 and like got too deep into it. But I didn't see the original concept for it, so I ended up buying it because it was going up in price. Glad I did, but the BMM is the one ship that every time I thought about melting it, someone would be like, no, you can't melt the BMM.
And you
so,
listen to other people.
And so I've listened, right? And so it's that one ship that I've kind of had some emotional struggle over because I don't necessarily need a negotiations room because it is a game after all, and I don't see myself going into a room and saying, I am Balthar, Sorcerer of Light.
You cast magic
What?
missile into the
How
darkness.
in
you
the
know-
hell did
Like the role playing part. I like role playing, and I think role playing is coming into the game, but I don't. Yeah, it's
Fuck
true.
role-playing.
The struggle is real,
Okay.
and BMM lives matter because I don't see the bazaar.
Banu lives matter.
Banu lives matter. I don't see the bazaar being something that really ends
I
up.
hate
Sorry,
the
ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea how we got here.
Okay,
so
moving on.
Especially
the
when we have an
Bazaar,
890 jump on the
I don't
screen.
want a bazaar. It wasn't filled with a bazaar. There was no bazaar in the concept. There was never a bazaar until last year.
I agree with
I
you.
don't want a bazaar. I don't want a
This is
bazaar.
Okay.
This
That
is
should
your
be an option.
You're gonna like it.
I don't want a bazaar.
This
It's like,
entire stream is
don't-
bizarre.
don't
Thanks,
take 1,000 SCU, 1,000 of my SCU and turn it into a bazaar. Like, I don't want a bazaar. I want my
Well, that's
1,000
what's
SCU
happening.
back.
That's
Fuck
what's
that.
happening. You're getting a bazaar.
Okay,
You're
moving
getting a
right,
bazaar, and you're gonna like it.
moving right along. The Archimedes looked amazing.
Yep. Looked like a Merlin with white paint.
Yeah, god damn it. It looked really good though. So I was so excited a few months ago when somebody managed to park a Merlin in my 600. I said, like, fuck, I need one of those. And so I asked in the jump club, like, has anybody got a Merlin? And then Solithgar said, it's like, and a couple of guys like, why would you want a Merlin? You need an Archimedes because that's the luxury one. It's like, well, of course. And of course, Solo,
Why not
he's got
get
like,
both?
well, it's like at least one. But so he's got like 30 LTI Archimedes concepts and buyback for $30. It's like, so of course I picked up an Archimedes, and it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It doesn't actually really.
Do you have a Connie?
No, you don't need a Connie. I bought it for my 600, but I can't park it in there. So it might be one of my mini snubs for the 890 because I think I can park it in the cargo bay. I can probably park in Archimedes and my 135
That's not a bad idea.
in the cargo bay of the 890 and a 300 series in a hangar. That's what I'm thinking.
We'll see.
So Fat Lou is saying that
and a top.
Lou is saying that the P72 should be competitive with the M50 and the Razor.
Except it doesn't have a quantum drive.
Yeah, but if
for
you're just
racing.
going,
So
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I
or if
mean,
you're just
even the
going
Merlin's
down to the
competitive
surface.
with them. But
if you're just taking it as a runabout, so it's like it's like having a little tiny convertible. So you park your ship in orbit and you fly it on the surface in your little sports car.
I think the thing about the Archimedes that is good is that it has a fuel intake. Like it gives up the size 2 Gatling gun that the Merlin has, and it puts in a fuel intake for racing. So
What?
it should, yeah.
I like the Gatling
Yeah.
gun.
No,
God
no,
damn
no centerfire Gatling gun on the Archimedes.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it's a fuel scoop.
I don't
They
need a
can
fuel
race longer.
scoop. I'm not going very far. I'm going down to the nightclub or the opera.
The opera? Which one is it? The nightclub or the opera?
Or
Well,
both.
the nightclub with the opera.
Okay, so we're getting the
Opera
Archimedes
nightclub.
is becoming flight ready for vehicles. The Merlin is getting a rework. The only ship we're getting in 3.6 is the Archimedes because the Merlin's rework, the Vanguard's rework. We're not getting the Defender. We're not getting the 890. Although,
Yeah, but we're getting the Vanguard though.
yeah, we're getting
That's just
yeah,
a rework.
but
That's
it's a
a big
rework.
deal.
And it's a big deal. So, like, don't
big
take
deal.
what I say
To quote
as
Joe Biden, it's a big
disappointment in any
fucking
way,
deal.
shape, or form.
It's a big deal.
You're a big deal.
Sorry, I had to rescue a cat. Anyway,
So
it's a big deal.
in Japan, I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm huge in Japan.
So,
I'm Garzira. Garzira.
Karzira.
Pretty sure we can say that.
No, you can't.
All right.
Okay.
So ships not on the roadmap. Oh yeah. So we may be getting more ships. One of the things they said in Pillar Talk was that we'd be getting more ships that come straight from concept through to flight ready. So the concept, it isn't a concept
even
sale. It's a flight ready sale.
Like the
And-
Valkyrie and the Arrow.
Yeah. And
So they're
I
announced for sale at Flight Ready.
and I want to ask the cast and anybody in chat for that matter, what do you think about that? So I've enjoyed the concept and the dreaming and the kind of, what could be with these ships, not theory crafting.
I
per
hate
se.
it. I hate it.
Okay.
Okay, was the Valkyrie not one of the
The
best?
next
ships that
emote
come out?
for sure is love and hate for Shadow. It's just like a hate,
No.
hate.
I'm gonna settle this right now. Was the Valkyrie not one of the best reveals ever?
Yeah, except for that
it was
whole
all right.
cargo fiasco that they finally solved.
Yeah.
Solved. It did
Yeah,
not
no
need
big deal.
cargo. It did not need cargo.
Exactly.
I was on the side of not need. You can manually
Well,
place
apparently
cargo.
CIG thinks it needed cargo because we have
Only,
cargo
only
in it
because
now.
like 5,000 whiny
God,
snowflakes
he knows what he's
bitched.
talking about.
Sorry.
No,
How
no,
about-
no.
hey,
With all
hey,
due
can we-
respect, they,
Oh, here it comes. Fuck
yeah,
you.
Can we get Rex in the chat and ask him if he likes the Valkyrie?
he
The
loves
guy
the
that-
Valkyrie.
I love the Valkyrie. No,
The Valkyrie's
it's like, hey,
awesome.
I love the Valkyrie. I use the Valkyrie all the damn time. It's a great ship, but it didn't need cargo, tradable cargo, because you can manually load cargo. You take the cargo in a
Even
crate
Ed
and you
says
put
it
it in the
needed
ship.
cargo, and it did need cargo. Good
It's
job,
like,
Season Star.
Okay,
Right, so
we don't
the-
care about cargo. It's a Valkyrie dropship. It's
No,
not to
yeah.
drop
no,
troops
okay,
and
no.
cyclones and tanks.
Yeah,
if
but
you're
but
if you're
you
dropping
need
troops,
ammo,
they need to
if
have
you're-
ammo.
a supply. Have
weapon.
you ever played any FPS
All
where
kinds
you can call for a supply drop? I mean,
Yeah, no, you need
like,
you need supplies.
played an FPS
Okay,
in my
so-
life.
So
this ain't golf.
I played Battlefield 1942.
Yeah, you played Medal of Honor before that. That's where I got my
I
My name
played,
tag.
I played I played Tank on Atari.
I was Wicked Elite in
Oh
Battlefield.
God, that was good.
He played-
Medal of Honor.
Anyway,
I could lean peek you in Medal of
I-
Honor
the
so
whole-
well.
Let's go back to the whole point. The
I
Valkyrie.
could throw bananas
sudden
in
drop that went
gorillas
straight to free
way better
fly.
than you could.
Right. Valkyrie, that was a sudden drop that went straight to free fly, and it was really, really good
Okay.
ship.
Yes,
I think that's what it should be.
agreed.
But
I think
Yeah.
the
Right.
best concept sale so
It-
far has been the Vanguard.
The best one or the worst one?
Agreed.
The best.
The Vanguard,
he
really.
he just loves the Vanguard.
I have one in
Yeah.
buybacks, and I'm torn
Why? You should.
because
I
it's
have
$250.
So
Yeah,
it's a lot of
so-
money for a ship like that.
It's the best fighter in the game right now.
If
I
you're into
know, but
fighters,
I-
if you're
but
not
I
into
don't-
fighters, he's a lover, not a fighter.
I'm a cargo guy. I transport
You need it.
stuff.
You
love
need
you,
it for
Doc.
your
I
escort.
love you, Doc. Sorry, I had to rescue another cat. No,
I-
I totally agree. No,
So
you
I
know
have
what?
my
for
freelancer
escort,
miss for
cargo-
escort.
Can I
No, see,
clarify?
that's just dumb.
Go on, Doc.
So are you
feel like
saying
there's
I
a
should
good argument
convert my
coming
freelancer miss to a Vanguard
Award.
warden?
Yes.
I have 5 Vanguards and another 2 in
You have
TCU,
5
so-
Vanguards.
what?
You're damn right. It's the best damn
He
ship in the game. I'm
He
telling
loves
you.
the Van-
Wow.
It's his favorite
It's the
ship.
best damn ship
So-
in the game.
All right, so Stim, why
Go
do
on.
you have a
Yeah, gin
why
and
do you have
tonic.
a-
Well said. Assuming fixed weapons. Yeah.
Why do you have a miss?
Okay, so I played EVE Online, and I
He's just
played
dropping bombs.
and I
now.
played the Drake ship in
And I
EVE
played-
Online. If everybody knows that,
played-
it's the Caldari missile ship.
No idea. what it is.
No, the minute. Where you get the Caldari was a Drake ship. Caldari was like
Caldari was the
origin
race.
ship.
And then Drake. No, this is not like
The
Star Citizen. This is,
Minmatar. The Minmatar.
no,
was
I didn't. It wasn't Minmatar. It was the Drake,
Okay.
which is the missile ship.
Here's a-
And I
Here's
loved
a
it.
better question.
I
Who gives a
love
fuck
missiles.
about Eve?
Okay.
Nobody.
Okay, I am no good at combat. Okay, let's just put it.
Thank
Let's
you.
just say that.
Thank you. Sorry,
I am
Wolf.
I am no good at
Minmatar-
combat. So I need missiles, and if I can spam missiles, eventually one's going to get through.
Maybe.
Okay, so it's expensive, but I'll make my money
Where are we
other
going on
ways.
But if you
People
can only
ask
fly
me-
one, if you only fly one ship at a time, why are you flying a missile boat
Well,
and
we
not
were
your
supposed to
cargo
do
ship and
We're
having
supposed
somebody
to
else?
do a giveaway.
Because
We can have
because
somebody
if,
else fly your
because if
as an escort?
somebody messes with me,
10
I
minutes
need
ago.
the ability to go after them because I'm a vengeful.
Okay, so
mofo.
if somebody
Then-
messes with you while you're in your cargo ship and you die and you respawn and you have to go back to wherever it is you have your miss parked in some other star system and then track this person down, why don't you just file a bounty and just like put 1 million UEC on this guy's head and have the jump accord go over there and just destroy
How did
them
we
and
get here?
their children and their parents and their family for 5 generations?
Wow. Information note: do not piss this guy off.
Wow!
Jordan!
I know, right?
Okay. Okay. We
you
need
sneeze on his lawn and he's stuffing Cheetos.
We
in
need
his
to-
ass.
Who
Wait,
knew?
wait.
Jordan is. Don't.
It's not out of pent up anger.
I kind of knew.
Okay.
I was aware of this.
He's a deep mastermind of evil.
No! Only
My
against bad people. Don't be a bad person.
It's bad people.
Don't be a bad
Oh
person.
my god!
I will fuck you up.
I'll make
I
sure
will
I stay
have
off
you
that
fucked
list.
If you're bad, I'll have
Jordan,
you fucked up.
you're 100%. You're 100%, man.
I'm a Pollyanna. Like I only do good things. I'm a goody two shoes. But if you're a bad person, I will fuck you.
coming
I will
after your
have you
family.
fucked up.
Defined.
All right.
bad
don't
person.
don't go
All
against
right.
Jordan because how many drinks
let's
has he
do-
had?
I know people.
Let's do
I
this
know
giveaway.
people.
Is it giveaway time?
Yeah,
Is
like
it?
15 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought we said midnight. Well, no, we're good. Yeah. All right,
We
so
should-
everyone, next 5 minutes, ship me.
2045.
Ship
It's 5 minutes
Ship me.
still.
Okay,
Ship
we'll
Ship
wait
me in
5
chat if
minutes.
you haven't done it already.
Eastern.
Okay.
We're doing it in 5 minutes. Ship me. Ship me. Ship me. Don't ship me.
Yes.
Get me.
What are we giving away again? We're giving away an Arrow LTI! Exclamation
Yep,
point!
out of-
Ship
out of-
me.
We're
Yeah.
actually getting you all to
Personal
agree to
anger.
being shipped in boxes.
It's one of 12. I have a few of them. I really like the arrow. Now I'll have 11, so I'll have to CC you one of Stim's.
Only
Okay,
11
and
arrows.
while
God damn
people,
it.
there's a few people adding ship me into the game. So while we do
Ship
that, why
you.
don't we talk about the rest
Yeah,
of the vehicles?
Yeah, you
so
go.
they spoke about
Performance.
VoIP and FOIP.
Like
Ship.
Scuba Steve says, like, get a parking ticket on OSR and Jordan will come for you.
In a hammerhead minimum.
Yeah.
There's no dead or alive. It's just dead. Okay, so
This is how it goes right off the rails, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
so they also spoke about acceleration
Hours.
throttle is back,
Hours every yacht
so you
club.
can have both variable thrust as well as cruise control. So that's pretty cool to have that both.
I didn't really understand this. Chris kind of went in depth about this. That he wanted this variable thrust as opposed to the cruise control. Do you guys really understand what
I can tell you what it is. Variable thrust allows you to set how fast you accelerate. So you have a little dial on your HUD that reads 1 to 100, and you hold right alt, I think, and you cycle through it. And what that does is it changes how fast you accelerate. So you can set your acceleration rate to 50%, so you don't black out when you go full throttle. Do all sorts of cool things with it. It's good for slow speed too. You turn down your thrust acceleration. That way you don't have to turn down your throttle all the way. You just turn down your acceleration so you don't do that tap W and crash into the wall of the hangar thing. So yeah, it's useful.
So
It's pretty well implemented.
So that's what we have now in 3.5.
No,
The variable thrust, or that's
in 3.6.
Okay, so that's modifying. Okay, so there's another iteration coming down the road on that.
Yeah.
So hover mode is looking pretty good from the leaks that we've seen and what they're talking about. So we talked about that some last week. Shield changes, behavior of the shields will come through better.
So my understanding with the shields is that they're bringing the tech in order to make them form fitting in 3.6, but they're not actually making them form fitting in 3.6.
Oh.
So
all right. You can believe that if you want to.
Okay, so confirmed. Apparently, it's nice and form fitting now.
I'm not confirming.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
So that they were talking about it being more formed to the ship as opposed to a large bubble in 3.6. We haven't really seen anything confirming that yet. But what we have heard some leaks. Doc, cover your eyes again. We've heard some leaks about the patch notes talking about how great eye patch. That's awesome. It's like a hole through your head. Love it. So what's interesting is that they're going to be reducing the effectiveness of small ship shields essentially and increasing the effectiveness of large ship shields, where if a small ship shield is receiving damage, it's not going to regenerate, and a large ship shield will. So I think that's going to be a pretty major change for 3.6 on shields.
Yeah. This shields will regenerate. There's a shield type that regenerates all the time, and there's a shield. Most of the ones don't, though.
Right.
Most of the ones have and it used to be it was per side. So if you got shot on like the left side, and got your shields down on the left side, and you could rotate your shield face so they start shooting you on the right side, the left side shield would recharge while it was not getting shot. But now it's any face is getting shot, and it's not recharging. So
yeah, and
their shields just a little bit. But
they talked about that on the show. Where there's going to be
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, different kinds of shield generators that some have lower shield overall hit points, but they recharge faster, and then some have larger hit point pools, but they recharge slower, and you could use both.
That's already in game. What they were talking about though was letting you use both, because right now you put two different kinds on there, and it kind of makes a bastardization of two that don't work well. So it gives you like the worst of both cases instead of the best of both. So you'll be able to customize that later. Shadow's muted, but I don't want to tell him.
Can we ask the obvious question?
I wanted to read.
Probably better that way.
I wanted to read Lou's comment real quick on once a year on Daymar, Joran punishes the bad children, blesses the good children with a brother or sister the following year.
It's like Christmas.
Not far.
Yes.
So
Can we talk about the obvious ship? I mean, look at this picture right here, right?
yes.
So you have this massive ship, right?
Ooh, we have
And
we
you
have a
these
leak.
Giant
So this
engines down.
so this is an Evocati leak picture that we're putting out because it is
And we
public.
don't-
It's been on
we
Reddit. Doc,
we
Doc,
don't-
Doc, Doc,
It's not
Doc,
from
we
me.
don't condone
Doc,
this,
Doc,
but
Doc,
the whole
Doc
point
hasn't seen
is
anything. Doc has.
The
Doc
whole
knows
point
nothing
is-
about.
It's not from me.
zero gravity. Why
This
you
has
need
been- this has
massive
been on
engine
Every
turned
Reddit
down
Discord.
to go up?
That's for
You should be able
It-
to just use
it's-
manuring thrusters to go up.
that's for
No,
when you're on
because-
planet
Awful.
side, dork.
Yeah,
I
that's
get it,
why
but this is showing him on All-Star.
lift off.
Well, yeah, that's because
No,
he's
but-
in
So
hover
it's
mode.
taking off.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a landing mode. So when it
And
goes
there's gravity.
into
There's
landing
gravity
mode,
right there.
There's no
Yeah.
gravity on
There is
All-Star.
gravity.
there
There is
are.
gravity.
How do you walk around
I
on the
thought it was
pads,
supposed.
Shadow?
I thought it was supposed to be
Shadow, when you walk around the pads.
metallic or the
No,
magnetic.
it's a
boots. I
gravity
thought-
generator.
No,
No, we don't have that
gravitational.
yet.
We don't
So
have. We
Hey,
don't
we're
have
talking
Yeah, we
about
have
escape
artificial
velocity,
gravity.
right? We're talking about thrust in order
Artificial
to get,
gravity.
to get out of the artificial gravity. So whether you're
Yeah.
on planets, whether you're on a landing pad on a station, this is going to be the default for taking off because you'll have more control. It's also part, and why I brought it up now was because it's part of that hovering mechanic, right? That's why we're getting it
Yeah.
now, because if we weren't getting the hovering mechanic now, we wouldn't get
Yes,
this. Now, my big
that's
question
true.
is the freelancer, and Gin
The
and Tonic said
freelancer.
the freelancer is not getting it at this time.
No.
Now, I don't know if that's true
Right.
or
Not
not,
ruin that
but I
shit.
haven't seen a leak on
We,
it.
we,
I
have,
like
we, have, we
Michigan,
haven't
I
heard
like
anything
the
about that
freelancer.
yet.
Yeah. I want to see the freelancer because
We have
I like
not
the
heard about that
freelancer over the colorless. Sorry, Drake fans.
Well, I don't think the freelancer is going to do it.
I
better
can
not.
show you the commercial. The commercial does.
You don't
Well,
need
yeah,
to show me the
yeah.
commercial. I've seen it like
Everybody knows
a
commercial.
1,000 times.
Thousands of times.
I think we've all seen it a
we-
thousand times. I
When,
think
when
it's been
it was
5
one of the
minutes.
only commercials, yeah, I used to watch them like every week.
I think
Right.
it's been 5
Love that
minutes.
commercial.
I think it's time to
So-
give away one of my arrows.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's time to
arrow
have a giveaway.
time.
Exclamation point,
LTI,
ship me in
baby.
chat if you have not. We're going to give
Last
it away.
chance, you got 30 seconds.
You got 30 seconds.
seconds,
We're going
30
to give
seconds.
away an LTI Aero package.
Woo!
Well, it's not a package. It's a
It's not a package,
standalone.
It's just a ship.
It's a standalone. I don't buy packages.
Yeah, ship me if you haven't. Hashtag.
T, are we
not
ready?
Hashtag. Bang. As the
I'm
kids say it
pretty
these
sure we're
days,
ready.
bang,
T,
ship
T
me.
is born ready. Bang, ship me. It should be. Never mind.
Ship me, bang, bang. Is that what you're trying to say?
I was just saying. Never mind. Bang. Never mind.
Bang,
Bang,
ship
ship.
me. That
I'm gonna finish my
bang me.
bang.
Why,
me.
what do you mean?
Bang,
Gin and tonic,
bang.
you can't land a freelancer with the engines rotating.
Hey, Matt Stalick one.
Oh, you're right. It's used for that flare at the end, and then yeah, they even
Stalick
showed it.
won.
Yeah,
Who won,
right.
Stellick?
Mad Stalick, but Stalick
Nice.
99
Great.
Wow, there you
Congrats,
go.
Stalick.
Well done,
All right,
Stellick.
Stalick,
Congrats,
contact
man.
me through 890
Yeah.
channel. I'll get
That's
you.
awesome.
I'll get you a brand new, shiny, never been flown or played in.
It's the limit we claimed 3 times.
I highly doubt he hasn't flown the ship.
1 of 11.
He's probably joined
got 12 of
the
them. I
5,000
probably
million
crashed
mile
at
high
least
club
a
in this
few
ship. I would take the black
At
light
least
to the
once.
bed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you better.
There's no bed in an arrow, so you're
I
good.
don't know, there's a
Oh,
bed
okay.
there. If there was,
Well, then
I
a
would
black light to the HUD.
be-
The canopy,
yeah.
probably. The
All of
cockpit. Just all glowing.
dear.
Just hose it down. Just hose it down.
Congratulations, Stalick.
That's the one with it's got a center stick, does it?
I
believe so.
The arrow,
Small single.
I've crashed many
Single seat
arrows.
fighter?
a small
I'm not gonna
stick,
say I've never
small stick.
cleaned this one. Hey, says Lou, my beds are clean. These are changed by my staff. I can't say what I do with my staff, but
The arrow does not have a bed.
anyway.
Luckily. Moving right along on our show notes, we have the 890 jump.
It's delayed. This is where we get back to the sandwich theory.
Back to the 890 jump. So the 890 jump was still they
don't
did
eat
confirm that it was
sandwiches.
199 meters.
What?
I liked how they were joking about of 890 business, whatever the 890 business might be.
Oh right, yes, that was fun.
Yes,
Can we get a
I thought
picture
that was
that
quite
actually
funny.
matches?
Let's move away from Drake. What we're talking about at the 890.
Thank you. I don't want to look at a giant Drake ass.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, straight out of. I'm gonna give you straight out of Grimheads, and you're not gonna like it.
Moving
There's
right
no lube
along.
involved. There's no lube
The
involved.
890 battle yacht.
That's right.
It has a battle bridge, okay?
It does have a battle bridge.
All right, next.
The battle yacht.
Okay, so persistence of ships loadouts in the PU was pushed up
We
because the
really,
community
really,
wanted it
really want
badly.
this. We,
Second to
all of
3.5,
us,
which is great.
really want this. Yeah,
So we got that
really
3.5.
want
That was fantastic.
Where's
2.5.
where's our
Uh,
890 picture? Come on, producer. You can do
Oh,
it.
you want
Come
the
on,
890 pick?
producer.
Yes, of course.
No,
we're going to
no,
talk about the
no, we're
890.
gonna ask
and
for
you're,
it 600
you're
more
showing
times
you're
than
showing
that.
it. You're showing this other
There
hideous
it
ship.
is.
There we go.
Okay,
Yay.
Our space yacht. So we're pushback, but I love the reason that they gave for the pushback, and I transcribed it word for word. We've been talking about a pass that goes beyond structure, which is what we kind of what it is now. So they've completed all the structure, but how do you have richer, more luxurious materials? What kind of props you can put in, paintings on the walls, things that make it feel like a super yacht. So this is what Chris was saying, and Chris has been very passionate about the 890 from its introduction. A lot of our owners from the Jump Club have interviewed him at CitizenCon and GamesCon and various events over the years since 2014. And it's the 890 jump is really close to Chris's heart. So I get this feeling that Chris is probably over the shoulders of the designers in this one, making sure that this shit has better be right. This has got to be super luxury. And when I interviewed John Crew personally,
No.
Can we say why?
No.
why what?
Because
It's amazing.
Someone's favorite ship.
It's my favorite ship.
Didn't he say that BMM was his favorite ship?
Heart?
Is it?
I thought this was Sandy's favorite ship.
I think it's Sandy's favorite ship too. I think it's Sandy's and Chris's.
Xylo, we need
Chris's favorite ship is the
confirmation on that.
Constellation.
This is definitely my favorite
Exactly.
ship.
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
Chris said
That and the Carrick.
I heard it was the Constellation. This was supposed to be Sandy's favorite ship, which is
This is
like,
Sandy's
I
favorite ship.
feel,
Yeah,
as
this
Chris,
is Sandy's favorite
being
ship.
a
So
wise man.
Chris has to make his wife happy, and John
Thank
Crew
you.
has to make his boss and his boss's wife happy.
Thank you.
And this was one of the most expensive ships at the time. It's like nice looking card there. Nice. looking card.
Both Sandy and
Ooh.
Chris have one of these.
They do. It's like give it a
Yeah.
nice little angle there. 24 karat gold plated with nano ceramic coating.
They're a tease. You can order them, but you'll never get them.
Yeah, they're Star Citizen timelines there on those things.
Well played.
Star Citizen timelines.
They're coming.
But yeah,
Come
so
to a
I
PU near
so-
you.
we all kind of assumed that it probably wasn't going to release with 3.6 right in the beginning, because when they showed us a couple of weeks ago at the Battle Bridge, they hadn't even started on it, and there's a lot of areas that really need some more work, and it needs quite a bit more passes. So I'm guesstimating at least 6 weeks, so probably into July sometime for the 890 jump. But we're all fine with that because it's looking.
It'll be before
stupendous.
CitizenCon.
Well,
So I'm happy.
even 3.7 is before CitizenCon.
But I'm just saying that's fine with me.
Well, with CitizenCon being at November 23rd, we're looking at
Way
it
be-
being
Way
like,
before then.
Well, we might even
Let's hope.
have Eva Cotty having access to 3.8 by that time. So when it comes
3.7, you
to
mean?
Yeah, actually, potentially.
Which means all the
Yeah.
bugs will be worked out when the 890 by then.
well, talking about the demonstration that we get at CitizenCon, they're going to be talking about whatever is happening at 3.8 and probably beyond, right? Obviously. So what is that? That's going to be jump points for sure. I'm putting my vote in now. Jump points and
You don't get a
exploration.
vote.
I'm thinking possibly.
I'm thinking you're
Or-
overhyping yourself.
They're probably
It happens
going to show us.
Warning! Overhyped.
They're probably
warning!
going to show us Microtech, which is coming shortly thereafter.
I think they're going to show us Orison actually.
And Orison. Yes,
That'll
both
be
of those
nice,
two, because
too.
they're both in
By
production
the way,
right now.
Stelic, I just sent the arrow.
Is it
Is it
Microtech 3.7?
Yes, no, 3.8. December
3.7.
3.8.
Oh.
3.7 is in September. 3.8 is in December, January, and then
Yeah.
3.9 with Crusader is in March, April.
Yeah,
So, but-
I think we'll
but-
see Crusader Orison.
So moving right along on some of the really other interesting things on
Pillar
the
Talk?
show, Pillar Talk was that they were talking about insurance and
Yes.
the deductibles on the actual ships and the components. So they're going to change. So they talked before about having a separate insurance for components and upgrades and that sort of thing. So they're going to kind of combine that into a total insurance cost. So if you have, if you're paying for monthly insurance and after your insurance runs out down the road, if you have 3 month or 6 month or 7 month or whatever your insurance is, when it runs out, you'll have a base insurance cost for your ship and its stock components, and then there'll be a whatever is above that for whatever you've customized your ship with the components or interiors or weapons. That'll be above that. So if you have a deductible or if you're paying an expedited fee, then that'll be added onto your normal insurance costs on a monthly basis. And we're going to see the accounting app coming in 3.8.
Yes.
In December, so that's
Very
going to be
much
very
yes,
interesting.
please.
Yeah.
And then I
How
thought
do you get-
the
I need
cargo
to have somebody
insurance
on that.
was big. So everybody has had the terrible experience of grinding cargo, and you got $1,000 worth of cargo in there, 100,000 UAC worth of cargo, and you have a game bug or somebody blows you up or something like that. So
That
they're
never
talking
happened.
about having cargo insurance already, and hopefully fairly soon, where so when you purchase your commodity materials, you can pay whatever extra percentage on top of that to have cargo insurance, which I think is phenomenal. So you just have to make sure that your profit is above whatever your insurance is. And then moving into server side OCS, or did you guys have anything else to say? Stem, you're big on cargo insurance. What are your thoughts on it?
So two things. First thing is Buster the Destroyer has joined the chat, which is awesome. We're going to have Buster on stream next Wednesday. She's going to join the show as a special guest.
7 days
So-
only.
Pretty excited to have her join us.
Yes.
and she's going to be like one of the other panelists, kind of going through and talking about what's happened over the week. So that's pretty cool to have her on board.
Very cool.
And then
constant Star Citizen streamer.
exactly, and she's just come off vacation, so she should be nice and relaxed and
Nice and
You know,
fresh.
in,
gonna get her
in
a
a
drink.
martini mood. So she should fit in just perfectly.
Have lots of drink,
Should be fun.
Frosh.
plenty of drink.
And then, so talking about cargo, yeah, like I can't wait for I can't wait for like cargo management to be sorted out properly, because if you look at something like Elite Dangerous, okay, now this is not specifically about cargo, but if you have a look at the way that their modules work, they also have, A through F or A through E categories of components. So with Star Citizen, you've got your insurance, your LTI or whatever your months of insurance are on your hull, plus your base units that you get with that package that you have. Then you increase your components, you increase your weapons, you upgrade your ship, and then you've got a certain amount of cargo. With each mission, when you're talking about going out and doing missions with cargo, you're going to end up, the way Chris Roberts said it, is that when you go to buy at the trading terminal, they will say, okay, well, how much do you want to pay to insure these goods? Now, that might work if the trading terminal is also getting the information of where your intended destination is, right? So it might be if you're working a mission, or it might be in some way that you're heading through low security space, you're heading through high security space. That's going to change the cost of your insurance. I assume it will. It may not. But if I'm taking,
I'm going to assume.
well, it makes perfect sense. You know, if I'm going to be taking,
Oh, Doc, he's bringing logic into.
Space
I'm worried.
turnips. Okay, I'm taking space
His head's
turnips.
getting
turnips.
brighter red.
I'm taking them
It's
through
already going down
through
the
high security space. It should not cost as much as if I'm taking it through low security space, where there's higher chance of losing that.
Remember, you don't have a thermal
Yeah.
barrier up there, so don't think too hard.
I know. I got an
Yeah,
AC
you're gonna kill
unit, but it's
me
on
in the process. When that explodes,
Anyway.
I go up.
Welcome back, Joran. Welcome back. Didn't even notice you were
Glad
gone.
to be back. Yeah, it's like
It's very
my Discord restarted itself for no reason.
That happens sometimes.
You were
All right,
gone?
next.
Okay.
Moving right along. Server-side OCS.
Yeah, no, you had something to say about this.
No, you didn't.
A lot.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
go fast.
Yeah, so it looks like they're really bringing in a lot more of the server-side OCS into 3.6 than was expected, because they even talked about it in the monthly report. But so they were talking about initial static meshing versus dynamic meshing as part of the server-side OCS, and currently client-side OCS. Object container streaming knows the server has full authoritative state on the entire star system. When they move to server-side OCS, the server may only have a portion of the star system in its memory. Different variables have to be classified differently to persist, because you can't always count on the server to have a definite record of it. The game code has to be set up for it to be safe for that kind of setup. Once persistence is in, they will stop wiping accounts. So as they're implementing the server-side OCS, even necessarily before full dynamic server meshing, they're really moving towards not wiping anymore. So, and this is one of the big questions that I had since CitizenCon, when they're going to go to more persistence and not wiping. And it looks like, and they're really moving super fast towards that this year, because we have to have full server-side OCS for Microtech in December, and all these other things. And Tony Z was talking about having thousands of players in place with server-side OCS. Not even the full dynamic server
I thought
meshing.
it was 10 million or 1 million, or
Well,
it was a million before.
no. So that's down the road. So down the road,
right.
the intent is to have a full single shard universe with all the millions of players in the same universe.
Intention, it's
with-
gonna happen.
Yeah, it will in time. So that's the next step with the
What was that
dynamic mesh server
What flavor?
meshing.
Just plain,
I just have beer. That's just bad for you.
lightly salted. What's the point?
Beer's healthy.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Better.
So what I'm really curious about is that it really seems like in 3.6 they're going to try to scale up the number of players in each server.
Sorry, Joe.
And
Gonna go make another drink.
Pringles are far more important than keeping Doc up past his bedtime.
His cup just peed on his face. Next topic.
Okay, where are we?
Well, I mean, we're talking about server-side OCS. That's like, I guess everybody just blew
How
up
do you
about
follow that?
the most important topic of the entire show and the entire thing.
It's
Pringles
actually
are more
true.
important.
It's actually true. No, so server-side OCS is our bottleneck right now. In order to really accelerate our development in Star Citizen, we need to get that going, because right now we can't have any more assets in the game until we figure out server-side object container
The
streaming.
technical part of it, yeah. The why
Yeah.
is you physically run out of local side RAM and the ability for it to paint from the server. So yes,
There you
completely correct. 'Cause this is a huge passion of mine, and I totally agree. So
go. And Shadow understands
While I
his
drink
stuff.
Pete on my
He is a
loser.
server room data
Nerd.
center enthusiast /
Enthusiast.
savant.
I can't wait to see how they do all this. But yeah,
It's actually his real life business and career.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Very much so.
Staying.
So
Okay.
So going on with
Make money at it.
so Tony Zervik also said that the more points of interest we add, the more separated the player community becomes. So like right now, most of the places that you go, and we've got a huge universe, there's nobody in most of the places because everybody's so spread out. So for
why
the
make it
foreseeable
bigger?
future,
To make it bigger, it's just going to spread people out more.
right. So they need to add more people. So I think I'm really getting the feeling from this pillar talk that they really are going to be adding more people into the servers in this patch, which we didn't expect for quite some time. So for the foreseeable future, we may not be able to.
Don't they?
Well, the law system is coming in,
I don't think they're gonna
which is
server
part of that.
populations in this
And
patch.
it really seems like they're talking about that because
maybe
he said,
not like server caps as far as players, but more assets in the game. So NPCs, guards, turrets, that kind of stuff to deal with the law system.
So parse out each of this exact word for word that Tony Zervik said. For the foreseeable future, we may not be able to put gargantuan numbers in the exact same area, but that doesn't really matter with 3.6. What really matters is if I go to the asteroid field and there's a lot of players over there. I go to Port Olisar and there's a lot of guys there. I go to ArcCorp and there's a lot of guys there. Wherever you go, you run into new people and form relationships, or you trade things, or you go off on adventures together. In 3.6, he's talking about more people in all these areas. In 3.6, word for word, because I listened to this like 5 times to really kind of get this feel for, is this a long term? Is this big picture? Is this right now? And this is word for word what he said about 3.6.
I'm with this guy. I'm
I don't know
listening
how
as I'm
many-
making your drinks. I think he's right.
And it seems like they're really wanting to scale up in 3.6. And then if we move on to what they said about because I didn't think that they were that far along in the server side OCS. I thought it was going to be like 3.7, 3.8. It said in the monthly report, work was also completed towards server side object container streaming. Several bugs discovered during testing were addressed, as were some found on the current diffusion network. All work last month paves the way for completion of as much of the new diffusion network as possible before holistic testing begins. And they also completed general systems work, which included adding support for authoritative and non-authoritative entity component updates, the first implementation of server-side OCS, and establishing debug GUI user framework based on IMGUI integration, whatever that means. They established system spec analytic events for backend and analysis, similar to the Stream Hardware survey too. So the monthly report is also confirming, and that's going back to May, that they've already implemented the first stages of server-side OCS.
Okay, so excellent. Okay, so no, perfect person just joined the chat. Which is anyone who doesn't know Rick Zillow, you shouldn't be here. Anyway, so Rex, give me one line or 2 lines about what you think about adding more players to an instance, or having the ability to interact with more players in one instance.
How will having 100 people in an instance instead of 50 change things?
I think it's gonna be more than that. So
I think so too.
Because
I mean, from
Rex
what
is a
Tony
guy that
said,
would know this
I think
best.
so.
I'm gonna go finish mixing my drink.
Ask a question and then leave. That's how it works, right?
He leaves, but listen.
I can still hear you. I just can't chat.
I highly doubt the
I do when I
the
go to
server
get-
cap is going up in 3.6, and I'm pretty sure it won't. So there's always that.
I don't think it will.
I
either.
think what Tony was talking about was in the future when they get server side
He
OCS,
said
and he was saying
3.6.
server side OCS is coming
Right.
in 3.6, but it's not meshing. It's not server meshing. It's not.
no,
That's kind of what he was inferring.
But he said server meshing is further down the road, and they said it's like
Yeah.
we're not going to have thousands of players. We're not going to have massive quantities of players yet, because that's coming down the road. But he's saying in 3.6, if you go to certain areas, there's going to be more people. So in each instance, there's going to be more people. I listened to this and wrote down every word and parsed this.
So let's go back.
It looks
let's go back,
pretty
'cause I was
darn
listening.
specific.
So they
to
talked about
3.6,
the 50
more
player limit
people.
was extremely low. They said they can ramp that
It
up.
is.
They just weren't
It's
sure
crap.
about it yet. So if it's 100, That's twice as many people in an instance. Tell me how much that changes.
Even 100 would be better if they go to
Right,
more.
so
You know, that's better.
It doesn't
We don't
require
know.
server meshing to actually add more players. They're gonna try and figure out what the theoretical limit is of an instance or a server, whatever they're calling it.
Cody Mix says it won't be in 3.6 that was cleared by Xylo on Spectrum, as some people specifically ask about this.
Right. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
haven't
Rex
seen
makes
a
a good
quote
point
of
there.
this. What exactly did Xylo say? I need a quote of exactly what Xylo said.
Where's
No, there are
Zylo
no
at? Why
breaks
is
on
he
the
not
bench.
here? This is
He's probably here and just ignoring us.
yeah, he's probably watching anonymously.
Hiding. So Rexilla says 100 players is doable for what we do in ops. 100 is not doable for everyone doing all different things at one time.
Well,
And-
if you're scattered out, 100 is tiny.
Well,
It's 100 players
it
doing
depends.
things in one thing. at
Once
once.
they
many
get those
places.
physics grids in
That's where the
properly,
hard part comes.
and and Tony was talking about this as well. Once you have it so that you got 50 people at Port Olisar, you get 50 people at Grimhex, you got 50 people elsewhere, they're
Right.
going to do it based
These are all
upon
in different
location,
instances.
right? Well, so the question is whether or not
Oh,
they're going to
that's
actually have to do things in instances. So if you're all let's say they do. I mean, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons online? It was a terrible experience because
No, never.
unless you were in a party, right? So the common area, everybody could be there because there was no content to it. Once you entered a dungeon or an instance, you could only go with your party. So you had like between 1 and 5 people, something like that, going into a particular instance because of the different assets they had operating at that time. So what we want is for certain amounts of
head.
people to be in any one area, and then only once it reaches a capacity there do they start to instance things out, right?
Right.
And there's different types of meshing. So I remember, I think it was Terra that had it so that you could see the names of people running around, but you couldn't see them. So they'd actually be in different instances, but the general chat was all grouped out of all those instances. So there's various ways of making this work. Okay, so are we done with...
That mostly covers pillar talk. The only other thing that they talked about was the criminal ratings. That having a criminal rating when there's a relatively small number of people in your server is not that threatening. In the future, having a big price in your head when there are thousands of other people that can take contracts puts you really at risk. So the criminal system ratings thousands of players on servers, et cetera, et cetera. Monthly report covered that. Prices in the economy. We can skip that. Saturday, we had a Saturday stream. It was a disaster, but we had a great time.
It had issues, but we had fun. No, I mean, once it got rolling, it was fine.
It was a great time for the folks in that were actually in the Discord and in the ship. It was kind of a disaster of a stream, but we had a good time.
It was
So
that
like,
bad. But I digress. I may have drank too much.
So Rexilla
was
is
like
saying that 100 people in 890 jump sounds like a good time. I totally agree. Totally agree.
we can
and then
easily get 100 people into an 890 easily.
and then having a raid
No,
on that
actually,
890, I think that's a good
you're
idea.
wrong. Somebody did drop a grenade.
Although Rexilla's idea of 100 people on an 890 and our idea of 100 people on an 890 might be doing two different things. There might be a lot of
Well,
going
You know
on.
what? Why don't we put
There might be a lot
50
of
people
going on.
having a party and 50 pirates that Rexilla is controlling to come and take us over?
Keep them
We,
away from
we
each
stand
other.
no chance, by the way.
Party crashers and drinkers.
I tell you what, we'll have more fun.
It's like just don't shoot. Just don't shoot. You took your
Don't
nades off
shoot.
before you came on the ship, right?
No nades, no shotties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no nade, Spectre.
We'll convert them all.
Spectre A.
We'll convert them all to drink
Spectre.
with us. That's what it is.
I'll die happy.
Yeah, it's like, so Rex has the rule of no nades, and Spectre always comes on our
Every
party
freaking
cruises with a freaking
out our 600.
and accidentally drops a grenade every fucking time.
There's no action in here.
So he's not allowed to carry grenades anymore. If he has
Spectre's-
grenades, we shoot him.
If you
Spectre's
see,
banned.
if you see him with grenades on board, just shoot him.
Yep. Just 2 of them. Do us all a favor.
Yeah, we get 50 people in a sauna. That's a really friendly sauna right there.
All right, next.
So moving right along,
Mark,
Stem, what else is up?
Okay, so that was Friday. Although on Friday we did have, we had some server-side object container streaming stuff from the monthly report. Did you figure you covered that already, Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Covered that.
So we're on to Saturday. So we spoke about the Saturday live stream, which was not our proudest
It
moment.
was awesome. Despite Doc couldn't find it.
And then we
And then Jordan couldn't fight off 2 pirates in a 600.
Despite Shadow not ever actually showing anybody in the actual ship.
I see a lot of finger pointing going on here.
Wait, what?
Shadow, show all these people in the ship. It's like, oh, look at the asteroids.
Okay, so over
I
the
thought it was
weekend,
great camera work.
over the weekend on Saturday, there were a couple of bar citizens. So there was Atlanta, Georgia, and there was also Abu Dhabi in the United UAE. Let's just say it that way. I can't remember what it was right now. In the UAE. Okay, I figured it out last time.
That was already happened. That was the last time.
And then on Sunday, we actually had, the architect that did the redesign of the 300 and the 600. Jordan, you're muted.
Jordan, you're muted.
He's not
So
in Discord.
Morphologist, he
Jordan, you're not
did an update.
He's not in
on-
Discord.
Yeah, he'll come back. Just relax. So he did an update on the touring module of the 600i, and he actually from scratch took him 10 hours to rebuild the internals of the 600i, and then did what his take would be from an architect's perspective on how he would design the 600i. And I thought it was pretty darn good. So let's line that up.
I
for
did think it
everybody.
was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
All right.
What?
Nice.
Okay,
It was
so
good.
all right. So here it
I
goes.
liked it.
So it's a little bit more minimalistic than the actual 600i is in game, but just check out, he's got these rails going by. You've got a really nice sort of centerpiece with that cactus there. You've got this beautiful glass bottom for wherever you happen to be landed and looking down at. There's lighting there that illuminates what you're looking at below the ship. You've got
glass there. Okay, I see it.
yeah, really nice. You've got some nice accoutrement with the bookshelf, which bookshelves don't
I
exist.
just want to say
these days, but whatever.
Lou is saying what I'm thinking. It looks like it's a set of a favorite type of movie that some of us may have watched. Anyway,
Which
Some
movie?
of us
Go
watch
on.
daily.
Type of movie.
Type of movie.
Type of
Okay.
So then they kind
Anyway,
of go through and
no, it's a cool
and
rework. Or
talks about how
Yeah.
he designed it. I'm sure we'll get Jordan back pretty soon because he was the one that really wanted to go over this the most. But I really like how this was pulled together.
yeah, no, I mean the waterfall is there. Which I thought was pretty neat.
Some waterfall.
granted, this is
Oh, that
this is
granite, yeah, in the
600.
back, yeah.
yeah.
I like the idea of a much bigger bottom glass floor though.
Well,
because
It's a big area, and you have a lot to work with. So, touring versus utility, it's probably good use of space on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, Buster's. It does have a sick ass bedroom. So we need that. Because I mean, if you look at the bedroom, the crew quarters or whatever, it's neat that it's in the front, but I mean, it's I don't know.
Okay, and then moving on from this, if Jordan comes back,
Cactus
we
never
can.
gets watered.
We can it's got an
Kill it all.
irrigation system. It's got an irrigation system, a Xi'an
You don't need
irrigation
to water
system.
you don't need to water a cactus.
Yeah, you do. Every once in a while, it needs a rain from time to time.
Yeah, you're supposed
Okay.
to mist them occasionally.
That's
Thank
an
you.
air plant.
Yep.
No, Jordan, you need to come back.
His audio is having audio issues. Okay,
We'll say
so
this for later.
on
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so then on
Next
Monday, obviously we get This Week in Star Citizen comes out on Monday. It's basically what we're going over now. It's not really worth adding 2 cents into
I'm
it.
back.
Hey, welcome.
What the fuck? Discord is just like restarting on its own and not restarting on both of my computers. Everything else is working. The stream's working. The video's working. And Discord won't.
Just
Hello?
Discord. Did you have anything
you
else to say about the architect redesigns? The
Tell us
600
about the
hour
architect.
I thought it looked phenomenal. I hope CIG takes some of that into account in the rework. That and I was actually watching the stream for quite a few hours on the weekend when he was doing that, and it's like I thought he had some really great input there on that, given that 2-story space, having the stair around the side.
Where's the
I think it looked great, and especially having the glass floor much larger, because you cannot see out of the existing glass floor.
The problem with the
at
glass
all.
piece is it's a glass piece followed by like 4 feet of structure.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like it's
that
this big.
just
And
doesn't
you're
work,
looking through a telescope straight down. You can't see
If
shit.
it was straight on the bottom, but I get it. It's defensive, but yeah, whatever.
It's not defensive. It's a touring ship. You're not supposed to be going to combat. It's a touring ship. It's
How do you feel,
you want
Jordan?
a glass bottom thing.
How do you feel? No, really.
I hate it.
I love it. You're right. I totally agree.
I hate the touring model. I think the touring module is and the second floor is fine. The suites are fine, but that gathering area is crap. It's crap.
Yeah, it's just pretty, but it's worthless.
It's poorly designed. The main thing down there is to have a view. There's no side windows, so give us a big floor window. It's supposed to have the same structural rigidity and integrity as the hull material itself, and they've always talked about that. The Star Citizen glass is the same strength as the armor, so give us a bigger floor. Give us, I think this is great. I think they should design it around this 100%.
I totally agree. That was a shot right there. That's a waterfall, right?
Yeah. So this was his girlfriend, who's also an architect. So she designed an aquarium there instead of
She's got the right
100%.
idea.
I prefer the aquarium.
Cactus in there is stupid.
He actually
awesome.
he was limited by the assets that he had in his architectural software. So he
sounds like a lack of an architect.
He tried to put a tree. He tried to put a tree in there, but it didn't quite work with the space. So he put the cactus in there, but definitely the aquarium looks much better.
Yeah.
So then we had a lore post. The lore post Tuesday.
Nobody here read.
Nobody read it.
Sure,
no,
we meant to.
Oh wait, what was it about? I might actually.
It was about armor.
An armor.
Basilisk armor from an old jump point.
Nobody read it.
Okay, so we try to keep up, but it's hard. Usually takes a couple of days, and we didn't read the lore post, but it's worth reading, so go read it. It's about armor, so it actually looked interesting. I started to scan it, and I didn't have a chance to read the whole thing. Too busy chatting.
Yes. Terrible, right? What is on the side of your face, Dr. Murray?
I don't know.
Oh, there it goes. No, you're good. Your chroma keys being.
I'm working it.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Because
One of those things.
it's getting dark.
07000.
It's
I'm working.
that's
it.
all right.
Wait a minute.
Anyway, what's the next thing? So,
Wait a minute.
I think we're almost done anyway. So
It's a bit better. It's a bit better.
I don't think there's much left.
No, there isn't. So,
Okay.
so
Let's go
then
faster.
on Tuesday, okay, we had the lore post. Today's obviously Wednesday, so that brings us up to date. Later this week, we have Inside Star Citizen coming tomorrow. We also have a subscriber vault update. Is that right? No, I think that was for last week.
Might have been last
that
week.
was last week.
Yeah, I don't think we have another one coming up. Then on Friday, we've got a roadmap update like we always get. Also an RSI newsletter update as we always get. And then we have Star Citizen Live. This week, it's going to be environmental art and props. So the title is
Oh, that should be cool.
Yeah, it should be pretty cool. The title is called Dress the Scene. So I kind of see it as in, it's kind of like level design, the way I see it.
Well,
but it's also how you design how that
props
level's going
are.
to look.
Yeah, I think props are more like those things that like fill in and make things look more alive. Coffee makers, food makers, the clocks, all these things that are around.
Picture
different
frames,
areas.
yeah.
Picture frames, all this stuff that like make it seem more alive and personalized. Like, environmental art is the most important thing to me in building out the universe because it's a big bottleneck. I want to see how that goes. And
then we've got on the weekend, we've got some Bar Citizens coming together. Shadow, do you have something to say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say there was talk of a concept sale.
Oh, that's right.
Talk.
What was there?
Talk, speculation.
There's always talk of a concept sale.
Dr. Murray,
always.
Are we getting a concept sale? Yeah, because now
he's
they're
looking at
not.
his phone right now.
Nothing is confirmed. There's nothing by CIG.
Just shakes his head.
There's nothing official about any of this. No.
Yeah, but now they're talking about just giving them to us straight away without having any notice. So it's a surprise.
We don't know.
I prefer it that way.
So concept sales are always a surprise, and they're never when people suspect them. And it's usually something that people don't know what's going on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but what's a better way of selling a ship that you say? Come on, let's face it.
What happened to the Origin rover we were hyped about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but
where's the Origin rover?
But that was total hype as well. There was no.
It was.
There was no.
And we were all on the hype train. Yeah. We were all on the hype train.
We spun ourselves up.
Dr. Murray, except for Dr. Murray, who is our voice of reason.
He's on his iPhone train right now. Okay,
I do not have an iPhone.
Okay, well,
fuck you.
Thank you.
Android confirmed.
Fine,
you heard it here first.
More things. No,
okay,
probably got a BlackBerry.
So over the weekend, it's because his fingers don't like that whole haptic screen.
My fingers are little nubs.
So we actually have questions. Do we want to jump to questions?
Yeah, question.
Yes.
Rather than just the regular trope.
All right. Okay.
Quickly.
Yep. Lightning round. Lightning round of questions.
Okay.
Here we go.
Question number one. Timble. Thank you, Timble. Asks, when do you guys think we'll have every gameplay loop in the PU at a tier 0 stage? Wow.
2023.
Tier
2023.
0. Tier 0 meaning like first implementation?
Second.
Yep.
Or are you talking like
2020?
2023.
2020. I'm guessing like
second quarter 2020. Calling it right now.
And 20. I said 23.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll go with 2023.
All over the board there.
Sure, I knew you were going to make 2023,
like
brother.
2021.
Shit, at this rate, I might not either.
That's my vote. Okay. Will a Drake Cutlass fit in an 890 jump? This is by Kit Kat.
No.
Kit Kat, we love you, but no, it won't.
You're doing it wrong. If it ever did, you're doing it wrong.
Maybe you can you ever played that game Operation?
Okay, let's just say that it might
where
physically
you got the
but
thing
it'll
that
never
buzzers.
fit in.
It'll never get back out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
not
one
with
of those
the hover
things where
mecanic.
you get in, and it starts doing all this sort of thing once it gets in there. It's like you fit part of it in, and it starts doing this. Yeah, not gonna happen. Do you think the next concept ship will be? We have no idea. Moving right
Do you
along.
think it'll?
Spectre, that's a good question.
That's
awesome.
that's Spectre. Fuck Spectre. Moving right along.
Yeah, it'll be a grenade, Spectre.
Nah.
Spectre's my homie, man.
I
It'll
love
be a
Spectre,
grenade.
but like all he does every day is ask about the new concept ship. It's like
I like the next question.
Next question. How
Well, then
can
he comes by that question honestly.
How can it do Law and Order when it still blames me for elevator deaths?
Firefly, nice one.
You haven't played.
No, it'll be
3.6 yet.
fixed. It'll be fixed.
it gets better
Drama.
and worse at the same
Okay,
time.
Scott is
Okay.
asking, can we get old ships first, please? Look, that's a legitimate question right there.
Legitimate question.
Ships get done in the order that they need to get done to allow for the pipeline to work. So they need to
Yes.
do the smaller ships first, so they can establish the style guide for the larger ships.
and-
Well,
and
they
larger
need
ships
to do the
become
mechanics-
Squadron 42 ships first, with
Yeah.
the
Squadron
smaller ones
42,
being the
that was the
preference.
first
to
smaller
the
style
guide,
guide.
Defender before Benny
Totally
Merchantman,
agreed.
Apollo before Hope. A lot of these ships have to be done building up to larger ships. So
Hold
yeah,
on,
I-
Apollo
certain things
before
are-
Hope?
medical
Yeah,
gameplay.
but
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
different manufacturers.
Medical gameplay
Definitely.
Yeah, but we have a bed in the 890.
You're not getting the Endeavor
doesn't work.
until forever. 2025.
Yeah, the Endeavor's way later,
Yeah.
but the Apollo
Yeah,
is an RSI ship.
Endeavor is 2025. Right. So
It's-
other smaller ships will have to come out before the Endeavor, and the Apollo will have to come out for medical gameplay before the Endeavor.
Do you think the
and they're not gonna
Apollo's
come
in
out with
Squadron 42?
No.
It's got to be some kind of medical gameplay in
I
Squadron
don't know.
42.
Maybe.
Don't you think?
Maybe
I don't think so. I think they said at one point they were done with all the ships for Squadron 42.
total
Really?
conjecture. We have
Yeah,
no
I-
idea.
I think they said that.
Oh.
I don't remember.
With total conjecture, we have no idea. Moving right along.
So
Welcome,
Cryogen was
Hugh.
a mistake.
Yeah,
you
welcome
joined
with
us.
you.
Okay.
Nice, man.
Okay. So,
Good to see you.
Snuffle Box is
Read you a few times.
so Truffle Box is snowing is trolling.
Is snowing. Yes, this is a troll question. So CryEngine
Yeah,
was a
total
mistake.
troll.
Now Lumberyard was laid off dozens of devs and stopped making some games. The devs who were laid off said Lumberyard was an inferior game engine. CIG has shown they
Welcome
can't
to
pick
the
a
next
game
question.
engine. What should they do now? Let's just leave that not answered.
Ouch.
We're
Keep
not
firing,
even
assholes.
we're
That's
not
what they should
even
do.
going to touch that one. Like
Well,
that's
you know what? Okay, so
that's
there was
idiotic.
there was a show by Board Gamer today, and he did talk about Lumberyard.
And I watched it. I watched about 2/3 of it, and it's like it was so much covering a bunch of moronic hit piece crappy blog posts and YouTube videos out there about how Lumberyard is failing, is Amazon Gaming is failing, they're laying off people, and it's all the end of the world and all this bullshit. And you know, I am so sick of these kinds of things.
Kenran nailed it. Kenran nailed it. It's open source. It doesn't fucking
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
the thing, you
moving
know,
right along.
even if Lumberyard were to have issues,
And
CIG
Amazon
would
is not
decouple,
failing.
would decouple
Actually,
CryEngine,
Amazon
the part they're
does fail
using,
quite often,
Star
but-
Engine, whatever you want to call it, away from Lumberyard if that's an issue. I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry about it. Yes, it would delay things, but I wouldn't worry about it. It's I don't
All right,
think
next
uh,
question.
yeah.
Amazon
And
CIG
Amazon
would not
did
put
play
themselves
the-
in bed with another company that would, it would
Amazon didn't lay anybody off.
right.
They had a couple of games that they were working on. They decided they weren't going to go forward with, so they moved those people over to other ones. And they said any of these people working on these games can go work on these other games. So Amazon is a little company that has a little bit of opportunity to do other things.
Ish.
I'm
Yeah,
not too
tiny
worried
business.
about Amazon. Moving right
we're all
along.
worried about
Okay.
Amazon fail.
Last question.
Actually,
Do you
patrolling
think
bullshit.
Microtech will be delayed? Do you think Microtech will be delayed if CIG can't get OCS out before
No.
then? Spectre, that's a
I
great
think they're gonna
question.
be ahead I think
Yeah,
we're going to
I
be
don't
ahead
think
of what we expect, actually.
Isn't
Yeah.
OCS already out?
So hold on. So
Server side OCS.
Maybe he's talking about the server side's component.
Yes.
And absolutely, yes. I like Shadow. I've got to disagree with you. If they can't, for some reason, if there's a delay on server side object container streaming, Microtech will cause an issue. Will it be
Why?
delayed? Is another question.
Why?
Well, because it not only
Okay.
is it additional content.
They said they couldn't release Microtech without server-side OCS.
Did they say
said
that?
Why?
Yes.
Fantastic.
No,
Okay.
They said it
that
specifically.
100%.
the
But
game world is full right now.
right.
And they need
So
server-side OCS or else they...
the
But you can
servers
only be in one world at a
the servers cannot handle any more large content, but that servers and during the subscriber at Town Hall, Star Citizen Live, they said that server-side OCS is game construction, not game development. They know exactly all of the things that they have to do to implement server-side OCS because it is essentially just like what they did for client-side OCS. Client-side OCS was the hard part. Server-side OCS is essentially implementing all the same
the link
systems.
to client side.
on the server side. So they know exactly what they have to do. And so it's really just a matter of time of implementing all the things they have to do. And as of May, they're already starting to make progression on that. So that they know exactly what their timeline is. There's no unknowables. There's no things that they have to research that are unknown tech on server-side OCS. So they seem very confident. I feel pretty confident about their confidence.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot of things in the water here. There's a lot of people that are disagreeing in chat. And okay, so it all comes down to
the fusing because it's not on the roadmap. It's an unknowable. So there's a lot.
A lot of things are not on the roadmap.
I have been memed. Exactly. a lot of things are not on the roadmap. A lot of things are not on the roadmap. And also
you can't put it all on.
But also what they've said is that server-side OCS is many steps and stages. And a lot of these are on the roadmap and a lot of these are not on the roadmap. So a lot of these things are coming out over the next 5 to 6 months before we hit December and Microtech. So they're going to be implementing a lot of this stuff. It appears in 3.6. We'll see when that happens. So that's really, I think, where we're going to see conjecture and promises and deliverables, how those are going to mesh. So what Tony Z said on Friday and what they've been talking about and what's in the roadmap, like how much server-side OCS, frankly, I didn't think we're going to see much server-side OCS until 3.7, another 3 months away. They're saying that they're already implementing some of the first portions of server-side OCS in 3.6. So until we see a 3.6 actually release, what changes are happening, if there's higher player counts, we don't know. If they do actually accomplish that, that's a huge milestone. If they don't, well, let's see what happens to 3.7.
Let me clarify something about this. Is kind of like when we said that it couldn't be done, it just starts to work and it's happening, and people are like, you couldn't do that, and then they just show you how it's done. OCS is going to migrate into, and it's going to be small, and it's going to work good, and we're going to be amazed by it. But the jumps to each level are going to be monumental because they're going to make each jump logical, right? And then the next step on top of that is going to be exponential, and then the next one, because that's how server meshing and growing and understanding what the code actually works. And thank you for the follow.
Yeah.
Really long name.
That's Nemo.
That's Captain Nemo.
Yeah. So, but it's. I know this because this is exactly what we're going through with our software right now. Is we started with this little tiny thing, and we're like, oh my gosh, we could be cool if we can get to here. And then we're like, nobody said we can do this, but we did it. And then it was like, well, wait, if we just try that, and then we're already like way out here, and we're dreaming well beyond that. So relax, okay? It's gonna happen. Believe me, if there's anybody that's involved in this team that's gonna make this happen, it's the SIG team. So I love you guys. I love your opinions, but I'm telling you right now, anything's fucking possible, and it's gonna happen with this
fucking
team.
Wrong. Okay.
How are we wrong?
No, I just like
No,
to you they're wrong.
Doug is talking about
on
the
our
chat.
side. Okay.
The chat people.
No, I mean, it's not even your offer. It's just this. Let's just see what happens. I mean, because I bet you by December we're gonna be like, holy shit, really?
Yeah, it's like.
Because look how far we come already.
The only real questions I think everybody in chat and everybody here in the group, the only real questions are when. How long will it take for CIG to do these things that they're talking about? Because I think everybody here has a confidence that they will. The only question is some of the older backers that are leery of CIG promises because of the early days where things took a lot longer than they thought they would take. But in the past year to really the past year and a half, when we've been on the roadmap, they have got their shit together. They have a much better idea of how long things take.
Hey, Few.
That's a voice over there.
Thanks, man.
That is a
That's one.
We've got to
Appreciate
go.
it.
At least I have got to go.
Yep. So
Okay.
we've been on 3 hours. We covered a lot of stuff.
Okay.
We covered a lot of great stuff. We had a good time. It's a great show. We appreciate everybody in chat, all the follows. We hit our follow goals. So we get to have a triggered emote.
Woo!
We get triggered.
We're gonna make that. Yeah.
Whatever that's
gonna
going to
hook us
be.
up. All right, and tonight, so we have a raid planned for who we're gonna pass everybody
The
off.
view's
to.
already here. Who are we gonna rate?
Right.
Oh wait, we got rating. Oh wait, here we go. Rating.
Old boy.
We're rating Old Boy. It looks like.
I actually
All
never
right.
watched him before.
So
Goodbye, everybody.
when we
Goodbye.
get in there, like
you.
show some love,
All right.
show them where you came from.
Good night, everybody.
You know.
Show him a lot of these. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
coming.
another good time.
Tell us everything we did wrong. 'Cause we'll listen.
Mostly Shadow's fault. Is whatever we did
Yeah.
wrong with Shadow.
It's always Shadow's fault. Yeah. Yeah.
Except
It
for the
is always
producer
Shadow's.
side. The production
then-
side is.
Then
his
it's
fault.
Joran's fault.
You could blame me
Yes.
that. Oh snap!
I
Can't
take
blame
full
me for
responsibility.
anything. I take all the credit and refuse all the blame. That's how I work.
No, that's what I do. We can't
Thank you
do
all.
us doing that.
Well done. Well
Thank
done.
you all.
Yeah.
You guys rock.
Cheers, everybody.
Till next
Bye,
time.
everybody.
We're doing a Saturday stream.
Yes. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Saturday stream.
Are we?
So
Saturday stream.
We are.
We'll have
We'll
sound.
announce it in
It's
the
gonna be
Discord.
fun.
We'll be there.
it's gonna be awesome.
Soon. Is there
We're
a
not done yet.
countdown? We're just like in the whim right now.
I know.
We're doing something.
Join our Discord. Just join it. Oh,
There we go.
whatever.
And there we go.
Now we're done.
That was a damn good show today. That was
That was
a fun time.
Man.
That was good.
Very
Oh my
very
Lord.
very good fun time today.
33 viewers. Oh my
I wish
God.
Zyler actually showed up.
Yeah, that would have been a fun one.
Man, that would have been the key as what is it? What's that term you used when I was in Canada, Stim?
Which one?
I said it was a cherry on top. But you said something better. I didn't remember what it was.
I can't.
We were probably drunk.
We were probably pretty drunk. Yeah.
Pretty sure that would.
Thank you, Handle.
No, that was a good show. Swedish. You have a very diligent wife.
With Alex?
No, I said Doc.
Oh,
She
Doc.
sits
Yeah.
behind him and listens to all this. He probably is not even there anymore. I got about 6 more of these to test tonight. This one was terrible. Oh God. So the new vermouth with oh, it doesn't even matter. So who is? I don't even have him unmuted. I guess I probably actually. What is he doing?
He's playing Star Citizen right now.
You know what?
Thanks for the obvious there.
Hey, no problem. No problem.
Hey, we rated somebody playing X game. That's not the thing we're doing. Okay, great.
Yes. UK trip tomorrow. I should definitely be going to sleep right now.
His tagline, he's going to England tomorrow for 10 days.
At this point.
For
All
what?
of his regular viewers are not going to be watching it, and hopefully
Okay,